Yeah, you know with KD and laughing stock niggas got that voice. In this crazy world, we gotta make a choice. They say our lives are swishy, but we're making noise. From the top of the charts, here the people rejoice. Stop being buck munchers, just get swishy with us. Join the laughter wave, make a fuss. Stop being buck munchers, just get swishy with us. Join the laughter wave, make a fuss.
Adieu. This is not a duet.
Oh.
Okay, it is.
Okay.
Adieu. Look at my lips. Look at my bits. Welcome to Squishy Logic, everyone.
Yeah.
Don't look at my bits. They're not for you. They're only for the special people.
Yeah, you have to
Oh,
pay
well,
to see
Ooga.
that shit.
No, I don't get prostitutes. I don't pay for
Oh,
it.
okay.
Wait.
I mean, I
What?
just figured.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you meant that they were going to pay me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll be a
To see your
prostitute.
bits.
Hey, what's going on with the camera?
That's some money right there, man.
The camera, are you? Camera was drunk for a moment then.
How dare you, cameraman? Who is definitely there.
Oh, yeah. I freaking wish we had a
Very
camera.
high.
man.
How good would that be?
I would just love a good camera.
I'd like it. Yeah,
That's
the
all I'd
camera
like.
works. Yeah.
The camera doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm fine about the camera.
Yeah.
Freaking. Oh, I mean, yeah. No,
Without the cameraman.
Without the
You
cameraman.
want the camera?
We need a camera.
The camera.
Well, I hope everybody is good. I am your comedian babyface, Kd Hinken, everybody's favourite life is suck. I'm joined to my left, your right, by everybody's.
I'm the man of the hour.
The man of the hour.
I'm the man of 1,000 voices.
So this podcast is
I'm the
normally.
man with so many separate names. We can't say them all on this podcast.
I don't know. Mr. Nathan
Some
Parish.
call me Matu,
Matu.
the Malteser eater.
Methuselah.
Some call me when I step on their foot.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
In that case, some people call me, oh, stop. I don't want to.
Yeah, but that's a court-related issue.
It is a court-related
yeah.
issue. Which is why I can't talk about it now. Stop making me talk about it.
Yeah. NDAs have been signed.
But just to let the people know what we are going to be talking about later, we are going to be talking about, you don't know yet either, the worst things the BBC have ever done.
Ooh, I bet there's a shitload of stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, I've limited it.
Yeah, because otherwise we'd be doing this podcast for a very long time.
Yeah, I've got about 20.
Went over all of it, it'd be a week.
Yeah, I've got 21 actually.
Jesus Christ!
But I'm going to knock it down as we go. I'm not going to do them all.
Yeah, you can't do all of that because that's
Exactly.
gonna take us forever.
Exactly. Well, there are little bits on each one, but there's some I want to go into a bit more depth. You know, so
I mean, the thing is, the
I would some
BBC
little
always
things on each one.
claim that they're like completely impartial. They're completely fine. They've never done anything wrong. They're always just they're just giving you the news. We're not doing anything. We're just giving you the
And
news.
some people can claim that Mothman is their sexual partner.
Yeah, exactly. It's roughly the same level of claim.
Yeah, I would argue.
Yeah,
I would
I'd
argue
argue. I'd believe the Mothman person first.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah. I think you do believe that you were banged by Mothman. I don't think the BBC genuinely believes it's done nothing wrong.
But they would still do a documentary about it.
Goddamn right they will.
But before we get into that, though, there's many other things that have been going on in the world over the past few days, past week. There's something you wanted to kick us off with, though, was
I
it?
did. There was I was listening to a different podcast, and they brought up a video of Busta Rhymes, right? Busta Rhymes talking about his view on this year and what it means, right? And it's kind of interesting to me. So just put in Busta Rhymes 360 and see if it comes up.
Busta Rhymes
360.
Okay.
Oh, you're just adding it on.
No, I can't see this.
Yeah.
In the way.
Busta Rhymes 360.
All right.
Yeah.
Got Busta Rhymes 360, I think.
Here we go.
It's top one.
I think. Is that a music video? No, it's not a music video.
It is.
That's not the one. That's not the one. Keep going down.
You don't want a music video, do you? No?
There's. Keep going.
Wait, so, well, hold on, just to clarify then, that means you didn't check which video it was
No,
before you
because
came.
I just.
Great,
I was literally just
Great
listening.
technique there.
I was just listening to the podcast. And it's from a podcast that he's on, or like at least a conversation that he's on.
Podcast, okay.
Yeah.
What's it about, the thingy?
Just put podcast.
Oh, wait, hold on. I haven't got a space between it.
Yeah, that's
What's the
probably.
360 about? What's that?
That's what he's talking about. Is about numbers.
Okay.
Podcast. Bear with us, guys.
Bear with my balls. About his grief, depression, and recovery. Well, I probably hope it's not that. Big E,
No.
Jay-Z, and Tupac. Busta Rhymes. Might be a short, might be, you know. 'Cause there's a podcast here.
No. Fuck. It was really interesting because it really like it spoke to me, man. And it like I was listening to the Chris D'Elia podcast and he was talking about it. It made no sense to him at all, but it made. I'll just fucking tell you.
That'll probably be easier at this point.
So like he's basically talking.
We're off to a great start
this year, and he's going like, you know, it's all about 360, and he's like, what does 360 mean to you? And he's like, it's about completion, man. It's about completion because 360 is 9, and 9 means completion, right? And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Okay.
So he goes further on and he breaks it down, and he's like, well, you know, because like 360, 3 plus 6 plus 0 equals 9. So it breaks down into 9.
I thought you were on about a circle.
Yeah.
I thought
And
you were on
and
about.
he's going like, that's the whole completion of it. So like you're breaking it down into 9 steps and you're completing it. And the reason why it fucking resonated with me so much is because, and he goes, and you've got to do it this year, because if you don't complete it this year, it won't get done. You got to finish it. And it's like that makes
What
no
if somebody's
sense.
doing a year and a half research grant?
Well, that's it.
Can't finish that this
But that's
year.
it. It doesn't make
But that'll
any
still get
sense
done.
to anyone else apart from me. Because I have been trying to finish off the last 4 episodes of Post-Apocalyptic Metal Treehouse for years.
That doesn't make.
no,
that doesn't mean that
No.
what his stupidity
No,
means
no, no.
anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It
It
means
doesn't.
nothing.
It doesn't. It's just. It's
you
just
want
one.
to finish your thing too.
Yeah. It's just. It's just. It was interesting to me because I was like, I've got to finish it this year, or it doesn't get done. And for some reason, I don't know why, I was just like, yeah, no, that's. I think I do have to do that.
I think
I don't know if Busta
I think you were
Rhymes.
just reading something in.
I am. I totally am.
That wasn't there on
I
his.
totally
thing.
am. I totally am. It's got nothing to do with Busta Rhymes himself.
Not in the slightest.
But for some reason, I'm just like, in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it this year. I'm finishing it. I'm finishing all 4 episodes.
See, they say though.
I'm going to
that kind of
write up
thing.
the episodes over the next few weeks. I'm going to finish them to a point where I know I can record them, and then I'm going to make them fucking happen.
The problem is though, they say that every time you have these ideas, and then if you talk about it like that, then the brain's kind of already getting that self-gratifying thing. So a lot of people then don't do it. So you now got to.
It's also manifesting, though. You got to manifest, and the reason
That's
why
the
I'm
debate.
saying it
That's the
here,
other side of the debate.
the reason why I'm saying it here on this podcast and in front of you, specifically, this is the plan to finish it by the end of this year, is because I have a bit of accountability. Like I can't just go.
No, I'm sure you said the same thing last year, don't you?
No,
I'm sure you did.
I did. But there's a difference this year, which is no matter what happens, I'm going to find a way to do this.
You should do make a forfeit if you don't.
Oh yeah,
Shave every bit of hair off your head.
yeah. Go completely bald.
Everywhere. I'm not just talking about your head. I mean your beard.
I have to be completely.
eyebrows.
Yeah, pubes. Legs.
There we go then. Well, I mean, I don't want to do that part, but I'll do
Arms.
the head. I'll do the head on the podcast.
We'll wax all of my.
you can
arms
keep
and
your
legs.
pubis.
Yeah,
Even though
well,
that should be shaved.
I'll
anyway.
do that. I'll do that myself.
Actually, no. In that case, you got to grow that part like a beard.
All right. Okay. That's the only place I'm allowed to have hair.
In the place you have to have
yeah.
hair.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to bush out down there.
Yeah.
But on the rest
You won't
of
be
the,
allowed to shave it for the whole
Yeah,
next year.
if
you
I
have
don't,
to do the end
if
of
I
the
don't
year.
get it done,
You can have the
If I don't
head
get
hair
it
back
done-
once it grows back. You know, you can't
Yeah.
keep that. Can't be cold.
if I don't get it done, I will get waxed all of my legs, all of my arms, my chest, shave my head, everything on the podcast next
Yeah.
year.
But just to make sure we can't wait around for the waxing, though, like the head
Yeah.
stuff will be done straight away.
Yeah.
That'll be straight up done. And obviously the pubis you can't grow, so I mean you can't shave, so that's easy.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I'm not too bothered about like having the arms and all that wax. I mean we can shave them
No,
down.
because it's just gonna be painful and fun for people to watch.
Yeah, well, I suppose we can get some wax strips easy
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, it'd be easy. Okay. Yeah, there you go then. That's
There
the
you
better
go.
way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's got to be a proper punishment, otherwise I'm not
proper one.
motivated enough.
That's what I've got to say. Now, when we do the live show, I think we should have a thing about like we each like present a story,
Yeah.
and then the crowd votes on who's better, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
loser does
Oh yeah,
forfeit.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. I definitely think that's a good idea. Yeah, we've got to do dueling fucking what do you call it? Dueling
Stories,
stories.
topics, whatever,
Yeah.
Obviously, behind the scenes, we'll talk about it beforehand,
Yeah, we'll try and
But
make
then
it as
it's
funny
still
as
down.
possible. But
I think it's still
ultimately,
down to the other person to then like do it,
yeah, you still have
make
to
the
do it.
story and that.
Yeah, you still have to do the story, and ultimately, it's going to be about audience reaction. You don't know
Yeah,
which one's going to be
exactly.
bigger by
If
audience
there's bits we
reaction.
want to do as we go, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
And
But the
like you
rest
may
of it
have
is-
something that's the perfect script, but something just happens that's funny in the middle of the other
Exactly.
one, and it blows it out
Yeah.
the water. That's
That's what I love about
that's going to
live
be the
stuff.
fun of it, man. That's
And
gonna be the fun.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
One thing I love about like live stuff, and that's what I think I love about hosting, is because when I was hosting, it was different than when I was performing because I wasn't worried about just what I was saying the whole time.
Yeah.
The stress was off. I wasn't thinking about it, and then weird shit would happen. So it's more like that vein for me.
Essentially, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it.
And even like the weekend update stuff where there will be bits for me, there'll be paper in front of me, so I won't have to worry about that memory shit. 'Cause I do have an atrocious memory, man. I think there's something in my head.
Yeah.
And now, I've always thought there's an slight
You know what we
ADHD
need to
thing.
do?
I find out my son's been diagnosed with it now.
There you go.
And I'm like, wow, I've always seen so much of myself in him, the way his mind is. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And it made him happy when I reminded him of this and told him, let me know if you ever have any confusion about stuff, like
Let
any
me know, 'cause
questions
I've been
about
through
things.
that
Like,
shit.
I got that stuff on lock, man. You can let me know. It's cool. It's interesting when you see that kind of stuff in your kids, like you see them in you completely.
Yeah.
Strange. And I see each of them in different. I see myself, in each of them, but in different ways.
Yeah. And the key is to sort of try and see the issues that they're having and try and deal with it in the way that you wish your parents had dealt with you in some manner.
Well, I'm also a bit limited, though, obviously, because I'm not there all the time.
Exactly. So
she's a douche, so
it's not your choice.
She's not a complete douche, but
Yeah.
she's a douche in the sense that when I'm not there, I may as well not exist in her head.
Yeah.
The case that I see them all the time now because they're old enough to, not stand for it.
Yeah, and
like,
just go.
no.
Yeah, they can leave the house and just come over.
Yeah, well, that's not exactly how it goes most times. I'd prefer everyone to be in agreement anyway.
Yeah, it's still just better overall.
Yeah, but they're they're not young enough that they can be ignored. Their opinions are across.
Yeah,
he's a teen, the oldest one, for example.
Yeah,
and my oldest kid is a teen, man. That's so weird.
It's weird, isn't it?
I know. I'm an oldie.
Yeah. Yep. Soon he's going to be going to fucking uni or getting a job, and yeah.
Well, no, but see, he's very much interested in the ladies now.
Yeah, yeah. He's taken after his dad.
I very much hope. I don't hope, but I would be fine with the youngest being a
bit of a ladies' man.
No, the
other way.
opposite, yeah. Because it'd be like having a daughter without having to worry about getting pregnant.
It's true.
Best of both, man.
Fucking brilliant, that.
It's like a legitimate hope.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And think of the fashion advice. Just on hand.
I mean, I don't.
Yo, son, do I look good in this? Nah, Dad, you need something with a trimmer fucking waist. Thanks, son.
I mean,
I
think you're forgetting who you're
that
talking
must
to
be
here.
the best thing about having like a stereotypically gay son, admittedly. But if you've got a stereotypically gay
I'm
son,
already more fashionable and look better than most gay people.
that's right. Yeah, that's
It's always a compliment when a gay
look
person.
at me. I could use the help. So, like, if I had a gay son, I'd be constantly going to him like, "Son, do I look good in this shit? Do I look good right now?" And he's like, "I don't know. You maybe need to change the collar. Thanks."
Let me sort your shit out, father.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
I mean, I'm guessing you're planning to have kids eventually.
Eventually, I'm not sure when.
Hmm.
No time soon.
Well, I mean, you're getting
Maybe when
on
I'm
in years,
40.
though. Yeah, but then it won't be. Like,
My kid will be
12,
20 when I'm
52.
60. That's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I suppose to be fair, your missus is younger, so it's
Yeah.
a bit better then.
Yeah.
You
She's in
you
no
need
rush,
to wait.
and
Until,
I am definitely in no rush.
You need to wait until she's at least out of school, really, to
Yeah.
have kids.
I honestly, I wouldn't mind if I was like
I
fucking.
mean, what age is that? Like, 16. She needs to be at least out of school.
I wouldn't mind if it was fucking 50s. Honestly, wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
That's as late as I'll go. I'll go
Oh.
into my 50s before I have a kid.
It's easier for
If it
guys.
goes after the 50s, I feel like I'm just going to Bill Maher it and just be like, it's all about me.
She'll only be like 25 by then, so that's why.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're with a 15-year-old at least.
Yeah. No, it's not that bad.
Like,
Warwick,
oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
people, don't worry. It's only an 8-year difference, which does seem large, but it's not that big.
No, we won't. To be fair, once you go past like being like 22 or so, it doesn't
Mm.
really matter then.
No.
Ages, everyone's kind of the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
And there's that
weird.
calculation, and we're just within the calculation. Well, we're well
definitely
within the
25
calculation.
anyway, maybe.
Yeah, we're well within the calculation, which is like half your age plus 3, is it?
I've never heard that before, to be honest.
Yeah, it's half your age plus 3 or plus 5. I can't remember.
I say the real calculation is if you're having
then
to,
if
if
you
you
like-
happen to do a calculation, it's probably too young.
Yeah.
But you're not having to. But in general,
Yeah.
I say if you happen to do a
Or is
calculation,
it your own age plus 6? I think it might be your own
don't
age plus 6.
I think it depends what country you went to.
Yeah.
Quarter of
either
your
way,
age.
either way,
Quarter of
we're-
your age.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
But they're only 20. Quarter of your age. Good.
It's like that thing where people keep complaining about fucking Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's banging the young gun.
He's banging 20-year-old like 20-year-old kids, 20-year-old girls all the time, and like the same.
He's
with-
old now, but if you can.
But also at the same time, it's like there's loads of women going like, "Yes, queen, you go get it." When it's like a 60-year-old woman like dating a 20-year-old man.
No.
It's like, well, why is this? Like,
Double
either it's
standard.
all okay or it's not okay. And
Yeah.
these are consenting adults. They're allowed to make their own fucking decisions. Why does it matter to you where they get their jollies?
I mean, that's kind of the thing. Though. I hate all that double standard with a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
I see it on Love Island all the time. And when I
Yeah.
watch Love Island, I hate listening to how the girls talk about the guys.
Yeah.
Guys just can't. Women, sorry, when they're together, I hate women in the group. They can't do anything wrong, apparently.
Yeah.
I hate this concept, especially seeing it on TV,
Yeah.
because then the amount of women watching that, like young girls will think, oh, that's okay
That's
to
okay.
treat men like that.
Yeah.
And men might think it's okay to be treated like that.
Yeah, and it's not.
Men
should
don't
be
get
about
enough
mutual-
love nowadays.
In general, it should just be about mutual respect. It should
Yeah.
just be, you're a person, I'm going to treat you as a person. And again,
I mean, that's going to be far, but
well, I'm just going to treat you based on your actions and your character.
yeah.
I don't give a shit if you've got a vagina, if you've got a dick, if you've got both, if you've got half and half. I don't fucking care, right?
Well, I care that,
I
you
don't
should
care
need
if
to
you're
get to a
black,
doctor.
I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care if you're Middle Eastern. I don't care if you're Indian. I don't care if you're Russian. I don't give a fuck where you're fucking from. I don't care.
What it
All I
means.
care about is if you do good things and if you act in a good way. If you do that, I'm good with you.
I think you got your things backwards, personally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't.
Well,
I mean
that's
I
because
think-
you're a heavy racist.
So I think in that case, I think in that case, you're definitely on the side of Bryce Mitchell. Then
Who's Bryce Mitchell?
the UFC guy. I would disagree.
You disagree?
No, I would say you should agree.
You should agree.
You're on the side of Bryce Mitchell.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you are. Oh,
Apparently.
it's terrible.
Oh, God.
Terrible person.
Oh, shit. Well, this is Bryce Mitchell.
No, this is
believe.
very new. I don't know when it happened, but there's a positive to it though as well.
Right. Okay.
He came out. I don't know if it was he said
That
it
was
or
gay?
he put it on a tweet. No, that's not necessarily a bad thing. He said that Hitler would have been a cool guy to go to the pub with before with the meth.
I mean, that's literally not to be funny.
And he said that he was doing
Not to be
good
funny,
things with country and that.
Not to be funny, as much as like he's definitely saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Kind of true.
Literally, Hitler's entire party was built on the fact that he was a good hang at a beer festival,
A good what?
a beer hall.
Oh, he's like a big drinker.
It was called the Beer Hall Putsch.
What was?
So, oh my God, right?
I'm
Okay.
confused what we're
So
saying
the-
now. I'm
the-
just hearing
Do you not
noises.
know how the Nazi Party started?
Oh, I know that it was like the Socialist Party.
Yeah. So the
or,
National
like,
Socialist
that
Party.
basically were taken over after the whole World War One.
Right. So
Treaty of Versailles.
so
The
Adolf
fuck-
Hitler gets into
Fuck
power.
Germany.
Adolf Hitler gets into power of the Nazi Party, or I can't remember.
It was the
even-
Nationalist Party. I
the
think, at the
National
time.
Socialist
National
Party.
Socialist. Yeah.
But that they shorten it to Nazi, right? So he's part of the
I
National.
never realised that.
Yeah, he's part of the
never put
National
that together.
Socialist. Yeah,
Sorry, I just never put that together. Carry on.
That's it, yeah.
Crazy. I never put that together.
yeah. So he's part of the National Socialist Party, and what they do to try and get their message across and try and grow themselves as a party is they don't do the normal political thing. They don't run advertisements. They don't do things like that. Instead, they go to pubs and they talk to normal people and give speeches on we're going to make Germany better by doing this, this, and this.
Wow.
And they were giving them
Smart.
the actual strategies that they were actually going to use, and they were going to make their lives better.
So it's kind of more how it's gone now, because that's kind of how it is now.
That's literally, yeah. It's like Trump's rallies are the same sort of thing.
Yeah, on a smaller.
Like, whether you want to associate it with Trump or not, the way to win political power is to go to people where they are.
Yeah.
And Hitler literally did that. He went to beer hall after beer hall after beer hall.
I mean, our politicians try to do that.
Yeah.
It just fails.
But they don't do
They
it
go
right.
to warehouses.
They go to one beer hall and
Works.
they're like, oh, I'm having a pint, ha, 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 and then they fuck off.
Or they'll go to like like where somebody's working and put on like a helmet with them.
The reason why Hitler was popular is because he stayed at these places and he talked to these people for hours on end, drinking beer with them, playing games with them, giving speeches on how great they were and how great Germany could be. And that is how he got his fucking power. He literally got his power because he was a fucking good hang in a fucking pub.
Maybe that's what he was getting at then, yeah. Maybe that's what he was getting at. But I got completely taken out of context. Oh, not taken out of context.
It's just he doesn't have the thing is, with a UFC fighter, they just say what they say, and they don't have the words necessarily to back it up.
They have been hitting the head a lot.
Now, he may have just been genuinely being a bit racist. We don't know. But the fact is,
I feel like there was
not
other
wrong.
stuff. Yeah, I feel like there was other stuff though that he said as well. I heard that was the basis, but then I heard other people attribute other things that were said to him as well. Yeah. But I don't know. But all I know is that
he's not wrong.
Dana White came
100%,
out.
That is not wrong.
Dana White insulted him on a press conference and somebody brought it up. But the nice change is now though, he hasn't been like cancelled. There's been none of that. He's still working.
Yeah. It's just a stupid
thing. Dana White was like, oh yeah, that was stupid what he said. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, he's got CTE, guys. He's been in the UFC for a while.
Well, he's not going to say that. Dana White of all people.
Let's face facts here.
The power slap people start saying it. He's like, wow. I mean, come on. They've had 2 matches. They got the mind of a child now.
Yeah.
Because their heads go.
Yeah. It doesn't take a lot of impact to fuck you up necessarily. It can just be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, God.
But yeah, statistically, factually, he is not incorrect.
No. No.
I love being able to do that on this podcast, and I do it so many times where someone says something outrageous and everyone's gone, oh, you can't say that, and it's like, no, but factually, look at this.
True, yeah. We can only say though as well because we haven't got the numbers that much too. Yeah. If we did though, unfortunately, we have a government that doesn't actually implore free speech.
No,
so
you're not allowed to say certain things anymore. You're not allowed to fart down the phone at your ex's girlfriend's ex, your crazy. Boyfriend's ex.
Yeah, apparently not. In the eyes of the law,
that was basically called assault. Farting down the phone. You can't even smell it.
Just.
What the fuck?
It's a noise.
It's a noise.
And it's not even a real noise because it's just a redone noise.
How do they know it's not just them going?
Because
or recording a fart. Does it matter? Like if it's coming from an asshole or not? That's
probably harassment more than assault.
That's it. Like, does it matter if it's coming from an asshole or not?
In that sense, no, apparently not.
Apparently
over the phone, because like you said, you can't tell unless you're doing a video call.
Maybe it's a video call.
Maybe she opened up the video call and all of a sudden she was squatted over the camera.
The only way that's not okay is if they're butt naked.
Obviously that's what I'm on about.
Yeah, that's the only way that's not okay. If it's just a
fart, what I'm talking about though, butt naked, because how else would you know that it's definitely an ass fart?
Yeah, exactly.
And not a shit, for example.
You need to see the little
yeah, I don't know how good quality the camera was. But
it's probably an iPhone.
Probably could.
Probably got enough on there.
Imagine if you would have followed through though. Gravity would have screwed you on that one.
Yeah, it would.
So for all we know, gravity did screw her.
Yeah,
and then she got screwed by the law.
That's true. The court is.
I don't even like talking about the UK though at the moment.
No, it's broken, man.
It's very broken.
Yeah.
Although we do have Reform took the lead in one of those polls lately.
I'm not surprised. They've just got like $200 million fucking dollars like that.
Yeah, but apparently I haven't had that confirmed again since. But apparently Elon Musk did give that money to them.
Not fucking surprised. I didn't see it until the other day, but they that thing where he was like talking to the far right Germany party in Germany.
Oh, the thing you would be watching the podcast.
Yeah. That was crazy, man. I didn't know about that. That changed my opinion a little
Well,
bit.
a few people say, I've seen like news people say, like they think he's just because he said before he likes trolling.
He does.
And that's just part of it.
He does like trolling, but that is a fucking big troll.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it's that thing. It's like there's a bit in the Sam Hyde documentary that iDubbbz did, where he's talking about
that wasn't
irony.
the one we watched a bit of when he was talking because that wasn't very good.
There's a bit about irony, and he's talking about how irony works.
Is that?
No, it's a different thing.
Oh.
So the way the irony works is it's like, first of all, you got normal irony, which is like, oh yeah, I love eating shit. You know, it's like,
right,
you know,
okay.
it's like, it's just normal irony. And then you go around to post irony, not even post irony, which is like double irony or whatever it is, like compound irony. I can't remember what it is. And it's like, oh yeah, no, I love eating shit. It's like, because you're presenting it as though it's the truth, but everyone knows it's
like a double bluff almost.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I fucking love eating shit. And then you go all the way round till you get to post ironic, which is, yeah, I love eating shit.
But that's what you said. The second one was
No, but it's like, I love eating shit.
Okay. All right. You give me a weird look.
That's the thing, though, because it's like, do I like eating shit or do I not like eating shit?
I'm questioning whether you do it or not.
Because that's the thing. Now you're going, I like
you
eating shit, and then you but that can't be. That's a ridiculous statement. But then I'm looking at you at the same time, going like, but you know I eat shit.
There's plenty of coprophiliacs out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy concept.
But that's the thing. That's the
you strike
loop
me
of
as somebody
irony.
that would be into poo play.
Yeah, that's the loop of irony, though. That's how it works. And like post irony is this thing where you can say what you actually mean, but also cover it in a layer of irony. So you can say, if it all goes wrong, it's just a joke, bro. I'm just trolling.
Right.
But at the same time, you're actually saying what you want to say because it's post ironic. So you're saying a joke, but not saying a joke, but saying a joke at the same time. It's fucking weird. But it's what Sam Hyde does in like a lot of his comedy. It's what you started seeing more people do.
Personally,
with the trolling shit.
You know what that sounds like to me?
What?
That just sounds like people that are really trying to overanalyze stuff.
It does.
Way too much. Way too much. Like, yeah, just shut up.
But at the same
sarcastic.
time,
Just leave it at
it is interesting. It is.
Yeah, yeah. What is on computer? I got lost like a few times. I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit
It's
lost
just
on what
also,
I'm agreeing to.
yeah.
My head was trying to follow it, and it was like, you know, when you're in a dream and you're trying to do something and you can't quite move the speed that you should be able to move.
Yes.
It was like that.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like I was trying to do then.
Yeah. It's like no matter how fast you run, you have to stay here because the dream's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can be a tired in one situation, but then I can watch 1% Club, and I'm like,
Yeah.
right to the end.
Yeah.
Where's my 1% money?
Nice. I want that 1% money.
I
Give me
want to
some
go
of
into
that
that show.
1% money.
I want to go into that show, and I'll be
Hey, I
generally
want money.
pissed off.
Give me that in a minute, money.
I'll be generally pissed off if I didn't get to the end, because I get generally pissed off when I don't get to the end when I'm watching it,
That's fair.
because I keep getting to the end normally.
Yeah.
I don't usually always get the 1% question.
Right.
This one annoyed me because actually I've got some written down that I was going to give to you actually.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There was the 1% question itself annoyed me because I was like, it says look for a pattern, and like in these words, and like to me that's like a pattern in the letters.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. The answer wasn't what I would consider a pattern. But whatever. Let's have a look. Okay. What weather-related phrase is represented here? Don't swap because the answer's on the next one. So it says Emperor Tiger, King Tabby, Queen Spaniel, Empress Labrador. What saying is there? Idiom.
What weather-related phrase?
Yeah, and you only get 30 seconds of the questions when you do them.
Queen Spaniel, Empress Labrador.
Obviously, I haven't got an actual 30-second time, but what I do actually do.
Cyclones?
I'm not going to put it on though. No, how is that a saying?
I don't know.
Yeah, a saying. Cyclone.
I don't know. I don't. Is it something to do?
One word saying. So the weather-related saying. You know, the saying has got something to do with the weather.
Is it raining cats and dogs?
There you go.
Fucking hell.
Because they're actually cats and dogs that are raining. It gets annoying, doesn't it, when you're thinking about like trying to do it, and you know that there's a 30-second timer there. Yeah. Starting at 1, the first 10 odd numbers add up to 100. What do the first 10 even numbers add up to?
Starting at 1.
Starting at 1, the first 10 odd numbers add up to 100.
Right.
So 1, 3, 5, up to 11.
Yeah.
No, 9, 11. Add up, no, up to like 20 or something, isn't it? Up to like 19 or 21. First 10 would be 1, 3, 5. Yeah, so up to 21.
Yeah.
1 to 21. What did the first 10 even numbers up to? So 2 to 22.
31. No, sorry.
They had up to 100. The first one. I got this concept when I did it, but because this is quite
So
far
if they
into
add
it.
up to 100, how many numbers was it again? So is each one of the
Probably easy to look at it. Yeah.
starting at 1, the first 10 odd numbers add up to 100.
I got because
What
obviously
do the
you don't get enough
first
time to physically add them
even
up.
numbers? Yeah, what do the first even
There's-
numbers add up to?
With all of these questions, there's always a trick to them. There's logic. It's all
If they add
logic
up
based.
to 100 and it's the first 10, then it's 110, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's
Um,
always one extra.
There's
on
always
each
one
of them.
extra. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I got that.
And then where's the thingy? When reordering any letters, this is crazy that this is the 5% question. I did not understand how this is the 5% question.
Right.
Without reordering any letters, how many animals appear in the sequence below? It's obviously I can't show the people the sequence, but it's just a load of letters like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
So
9, 10, like 20 letters or so.
Without reading any letters, how many animals appear in the sequence below?
I didn't understand how it could be there. Like it's so easy in my opinion. That one.
2. Oh god damn it! It went
It's not like there's even a trick to it either. It's just
mate.
literally, a case of
reading through. Yeah.
you don't even need to like,
1,
if you wanna. But
2, 3, 4,
he's got 4 so far.
5.
5 so far. Holding on 5. He's holding on 5. I've got an itch on me.
5. I'm gonna go with 5.
5?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, you actually got that wrong.
Did I?
Yep.
How many was it?
6, I believe.
Oh shit! Which one did I miss?
I don't know. Oh man, which ones have you got? I
I've
don't
got
know.
Pheasant, ant, tortoise, sea lion, and lion.
Okay, do you want to look again? If you can find one more. One more you're missing. Do you want me to tell you? Because obviously it's got over the 30 seconds anyway.
Yeah.
You missed out seal.
Shit, I did.
Because it's in sea lion. I assumed that was
lion.
what the tricks were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 in that little bit there,
Yeah, but I think some people just wouldn't even count ant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or lion.
And then the 1% question is, the words below share a specific pattern. Why could voting also be part of the group? And the words are band leader, Nickelodeon, as in the TV channel, and Silverback. What is the specific pattern, and why could voting also be part of the group?
Band leader, Nickelodeon.
That's the 1%
Silverback.
question. I didn't get that because, in my opinion, I might be giving you clues by telling you this, but it's miswording. I don't think the first line of the question should be there. I think it should be the bottom line. Just straight up, why could the word voting be part of this group? I think that's a much better way of wording that. Because if I had that, I would have got that. Because pattern makes it seem like a pattern. It's not a pattern at all. So just take pattern out your head. There's something that word voting has got in common with the other 3 words. That's what the question should be asking for, not a pattern. Bullproof. Because I'd smashed every question on that one.
Shit on that.
No?
I ain't got shit on that, mate.
Okay. Mum actually got this.
Right.
Because I always tell Mum she's smarter than she thinks she is.
Yeah.
It's that they all contain metals. Voting has tin. Band leader has lead.
Fuck.
Nickelodeon has nickel. Silverback has silver.
Yeah.
That's not a pattern, is it?
No,
That's
it's
not
just
a
something to
pattern.
do with the words.
It should just be, why could the word voting also be part of the group? That's
Yeah.
all you need to ask.
Yeah.
It's bull.
Not pattern.
Yeah,
Because pattern makes you immediately think, like, what do these things have in relation to voting itself?
Yeah.
Not what does it have in relation to the word. It does feel like a bit
Exactly.
of a misdirect.
It's a misdirect.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Yeah.
So nobody got that. There was 4 people that were got to the 1% question.
I think that's a wording issue rather
Yeah.
than a difficulty
But
issue.
I don't mind it for them though, because in all honesty, none of them should have been there because they all got the 5% question wrong,
Right.
and it's just whoever gets the first. And what was the
Yeah.
5% question? That fucking animal one.
Yeah. And
They all got
I
that.
fucked it up. To be fair,
You did.
I didn't.
but
I didn't get the.
You weren't exactly in quiz mode, and you hadn't been doing a whole quiz by that point. You know.
Yeah.
I got it, and I just didn't understand that could be a 5% question, but I
Yeah.
didn't understand especially how Mom too. Like I just didn't understand how they all got it wrong.
Yeah.
There was one guy there who was in Mensa,
Jesus.
and I found that
Jesus.
to be in Mensa, you don't have to be in the top 2%.
Oh.
And I regularly get into the top 1% of that question. Well, I had an IQ 131, which is
Oh.
definitely top 1% or
Oh.
top couple of.
I've never done an IQ test.
Really.
Yeah.
Should have done it when you were younger because
It
my
prob-
IQ got
yeah,
worse and worse.
Yeah,
So
mine's probably gotten worse because
Yeah.
of the amount of stuff I smoked.
exactly, that's exactly why I guarantee mine got worse and worse.
Yeah.
When I was younger and I did an IQ test when I was high, and like back then it affected you so much more.
Yeah.
I think I told you the other day, I had an IQ of an Alsatian suddenly,
Jesus.
78.
Oh God, that's not good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's bad.
Considering I know what my IQ is without that.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. What is top?
Oh, not. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Good or very advanced. Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, I need to go into this one. That's why. There we go. No.
I've always been told that I have like signs of being relatively intelligent, but I just don't.
Very superior.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know.
You never know. This is the thing people understand as well. There's all different kinds of being smart. Like my logic IQ is very high,
Yeah.
and I think I've got a very good emotional intelligence now.
There's logic.
that's developed.
There's emotional. There's spatial. There's.
That's a big failure for me.
Yeah. I'm pretty good with my spatial. Just
Yeah.
because I've had a lot of jobs where I've had to be good with spatial reasoning.
And I've failed every
Yeah.
interview I went to that's had something to do with that.
I'm also really good at, because I draw a lot of stuff and because I do a lot of like artwork stuff, I'm very good at figuring out spaces 3D wise
That
in
makes
my
sense.
head.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
I'm
And it's
not
like
either.
perspective and stuff comes quite naturally to me.
Yeah,
Um,
doesn't for me.
yeah,
all.
that's the thing. It doesn't for everyone, I don't think.
That's the thing. Everyone's got different things that they're good at. Well, some people do. Some people
I've
just shit
definitely
at
got
everything
stuff
and
I'm
just dumb at
absolutely
everything.
shit at. Like I'm all right dealing with people, but my emotional intelligence isn't fantastic.
Oh my!
I'm not bad.
I'm good at dealing with people,
but
but
I'm not like
comfortable.
genius level.
I'm not comfortable with it ever though.
Yeah, but one-on-one, I struggle with. That's why I like the stand-up shit.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm much better one-on-one.
Oh,
One-on-one. I hate being in a group generally,
Yeah.
unless it's my group. That's how I'm used to
Stand up was my way of being like, I want to go out and do stuff and I want to sort of interact with people, but I've always been more natural on a stage than sort of mingling with people. You know,
that's
what I
the
mean?
same thing. When you're in a group, that's the problem. When you're down in a group talking to people, I find that hard. One-on-one, I'm much better. Like talking like on a podcast. Why I like doing the podcast because one-on-one, I can get to know someone.
Yeah.
Like the interviews,
Yeah.
Obviously this kind of different.
That's a different vibe though, again, because like a podcast is like a very specific thing. And it's like, I think Joe Rogan's made the point before. It's like, whenever before has there been a reason for two people to sit down and just have an extended conversation?
That's the thing I did always like that.
Yeah.
My favorite way to smoke with somebody was just me and one other person just chilling.
yeah.
Just like they're doing exactly this.
I told you about my year.
What me and Dom do all the time. That's all
Yeah.
we do. We go outside, we have cigarettes and just chat
Yeah.
constantly.
It's like me and my mate at uni. We had the day of 12 last joints, because we'd had like 2 to begin with, right? And we both had lectures that day, but we were getting into this story in like conversation about Warhammer and ideas that we'd been throwing out, and like these ideas for like plots and stories and different ideas and shit that we'd been mulling around for fucking years.
Mhm.
And it just sort of devolved into, should we just have one last one? Yeah, one last one. Oh, should we just skip this lecture and go to the next one? Yeah. Let's just do one last one. One last one. Oh, okay, one last one. One last one. Yeah, one. Oh my god, that's a great idea. We've got to do one last one, mate.
well, it's just
But that was back when we sort of put fucking crumbs into a fucking cigarette, essentially. And,
yeah. Well,
you know.
it doesn't matter, though, man. Whatever your tolerance,
Yeah.
whatever you was able to get some highness from.
Yeah.
It's the hardest now to get high than it ever has been.
Yeah.
I used to always be a lightweight, and now I'm finding at the point where it's hard sometimes to get high.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't mind it too, because I had a lot of anxiety things sometimes.
Yeah. I mean,
especially if I'm around people.
that was always
a lot
the
of
main
people.
reason why I ended up taking like weed, is because it was like I never would have been able to do stand up if it wasn't for weed. You know.
Oh, okay.
I think
I have to not smoke weed when I'm doing stand up.
Oh no, because like not even like it's not the immediate effect. I don't need to be high on stage. But if you smoke weed or if you smoke CBD, you get the sort of anxiety removal issue, like the anxiety removal effect lasts for like a few hours. It doesn't last just as long as you're high, right?
Yeah.
And like the anxiety was a big thing for me, like at the start.
You kind of get an anxiety boost at the beginning when you get first high. And then when the effects wear off, it's when you get the actual anxiety.
Exactly, because the CBD is there and it lasts longer. And that's why CBD is good.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'd always sort of have a smoke either on the way or just after I got to a place, and sort of, you know, I'd then just chill out for a bit. And by the time I got there, because I'd usually have to sort of walk or get on a bus or whatever, depending on where it was I was going. By the time I get there, it's like 15 minutes have passed. I've been walking through crowds and stuff. I'm feeling pretty chill. I can sit down. I order a pint or, you know, whatever it is I'm having as a drink, because I always have one drink before, never more than one, always one.
Oh, I don't mind getting a bit tipsy.
Yeah,
I as I think, you know, I base it on how much crowd is there.
Yeah.
If it's a dead gig, I'll get wasted. It makes it more fun then.
Yeah. That's not a bad shout. But I usually just stick to the one, and I'll just use that as a sort of thing to just sip at and keep my mouth dry, so I don't get any fucking, you know, dry mouth shit. While I'm having a little conversation with the other guys, and then the show starts, and then you just, you know, pay attention to the show, get on, brilliant. And then I come off, and then as soon as I can, I have another smoke, and then I'll start listening back to the set, and, you know, it was part of the ritual, man. That was what it was. It was part of the fucking ritual. And I think that's really important, especially in sort of these kinds of situations, like performance situations. The ritual is everything. And that's what David Lynch was always talking about for ages. Got, you know, rest in peace, fucking David Lynch, legend.
Yeah, I know that name.
But like he would always talk about, like, the way I write is I sit down in the morning and I smoke a cigarette, and then I have some coffee and I start writing, and I keep smoking cigarettes until I can't write anymore. And then I go out and I have another coffee and something to eat, and then I come back and read it. All this kind of shit. It's like, but cigarettes were my ritual, and I hate them, but my God, they made me write a lot of stuff.
That's random, eh?
Yeah,
I don't know what my ritual is still. I'm still figuring it
out. The ritual is everything, man. The ritual is fucking everything to me. And I used to have a really good ritual for writing, but I literally just can't remember what it was.
True.
And part of
you
it
might not
well,
be there. I mean, I'm gonna then with that as well. I think because you kind of maybe just do what feels right on the day.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll figure out that you've got a whole new style now.
The best time I ever wrote was when I was able to smoke while writing. That without a doubt. Without a doubt. Every single time I could do that, I was just capable of pumping out so many words.
Yeah.
Because like you're just sitting there and you're just thinking and you're writing, and then you sit there and you're smoking and you're reading through something again. You go, oh, I got a great idea. And you put it down and you start writing again. And before you realize it, 20 minutes have gone. You start smoking it again and reading it and going, oh, I got a great idea. And then it's just, it's so good just to just sort of have on the fly edits, because you're constantly being surprised by the shit you wrote because you can't fucking remember what it was.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's brilliant.
I think I used to do a lot of my writing in general. I used to do while walking around or while going to like
every time I was doing stand up, I'd always write down the notes, but then I'd walk around with just little bits of note to sort of vaguely push me in the direction.
Yeah.
Record it, listen to it, do it again. Record it, listen to it, do it again. Record it, listen to it, do it again. You know. and just refine it down until you'd sort of taken all of the excess words out, and it was just punchline, 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 break, punchline, punchline. You know.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out though at the moment, because I mean, I'm just not happy with. I've never been happy with my stand up. It's not natural enough that I know I can do. It's not flowing enough,
Right.
and I know it's because I'm not doing. I don't think I'm doing what feels really natural for me.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm now trying to turn it into seeing more which feels natural is more like the rant kind of comedy.
Yeah.
Because I have got a lot of that. It's
I mean, how much Bill Hicks have you watched?
None.
You should watch Bill Hicks. You should watch Bill Hicks, and you should watch what's his face?
Bill Burr.
No. Fuck. What's his
I don't.
name?
At the same time, I don't have a lot of anger in me though, so I've got it. Oh, him.
Yeah.
Sam. Something.
Yeah, Sam something. Sam Kinison.
Kinison. Yeah.
You need to watch some Kinison, because
I've seen
Kinison, early Kinison is pure rant gold. It's fucking
I don't mean
rant gold.
mine wouldn't also be super negative. It also wouldn't.
Oh, it doesn't have to be.
It's also not like a load of energy either, because I don't like the idea of always having to put myself in a place.
That's why Bill
have
Hicks,
loads of energy.
Yeah, that's why Bill Hicks is good for you as well, because Bill Hicks's rants are just like, they're low down, they're like powerful rants,
Yeah,
and they are funny as fuck, man. They're
Yeah.
so good.
but with some Norman Donald in there too.
Yeah.
good.
You
I
got to
love
throw
that.
some Norman there. Yeah.
I love that kind
Yeah,
of stuff,
yeah.
like making the joke, and it's obvious what it means.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
But
staring
you're
off
just
like
gonna
you
play it
don't.
off like it's nothing. Like you didn't say anything that was funny at all.
And they would go on stage and just start talking about a water bottle for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Ain't nothing that's funny about water bottles. Is that they do exactly what they say they do. They hold water. Isn't that amazing?
People only say it does what it says on the tin, but you can say it on all kinds of things.
Yeah, it says on the water bottle.
The bottles,
It says on the water tank.
on a box.
Boxes, yeah. Matchboxes full of matches.
Well, that's making me want some cigarettes.
Did you know that? Matchboxes absolutely full of matches. Crazy.
I'm looking forward to getting back.
I
into
wish
all
that
the
man
stage
was
stuff.
still alive.
Yeah, it makes sense now though why he was never doing more, because I never understood it, but it's because he
Yeah.
always had this
Yeah.
these health issues, and he just never.
Chemotherapy is not fun.
Well, it's even like he must have had it more than once, because he had it back in the day as well, apparently when he was
Yeah.
younger,
Yeah.
which is I reckon why he disappeared for so long. Also because he had a crippling gambling addiction too.
That doesn't help.
Yeah.
Does not help.
I think he's got an addictive personality, which I
Yeah.
totally understand.
Yeah.
But I don't.
There was
understand-
that thing that I can't remember who it was. It might have even been Joe Rogan again, where he was talking about being on a flight with him.
that
He was
was Joe Rogan.
like, yeah, I'm completely given up on these things. I'm not smoking anymore.
And then he just
And then by the end of the flight, he's finished an entire pack. Hey, can I have a
no.
cigarette?
By the end of the flight, they get off and they walk
that's
into
right,
the door
yeah.
and he walks straight into a shop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
before he even is out the door at the airport, he's already
He's
like lighting it.
smoking-
He's so
yeah,
eager to
yeah.
smoke it.
I need a cigarette. You want a cigarette?
I do love.
version
It's a shame.
Of Burt Reynolds is brilliant because it sounds nothing like Burt Reynolds. But for some reason it's just Burt Reynolds.
It just doesn't matter. It's just him in
Yeah.
general. He's just great.
He's so good.
Especially it seems we won't have him again now,
Yeah.
unless AI recreates Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, but I don't want AI Norm Macdonald. I want the real deal. I don't want AI fucking Richard Pryor. I want the real deal.
I think that's a bit of racism. Where you don't.
I
not,
don't
not good enough.
AI isn't good enough.
Okay, I suppose that might be anti-racism. Actually.
Yeah.
Did you see that they've claimed to have finally identified? We'll get into the BBC stuff in a moment. By the way, I'm just
Okay, yeah.
rolling.
Yeah.
They have finally claimed to have found Jack the Ripper's identity.
Did they say that every like 5 years?
They do, but this is now with 100% DNA match.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
To who?
To one of the people that were already being thought of as being it.
Was it the sailor bloke?
No, the Polish barber Aaron Kosminski.
Oh.
There was a shawl left at at one of the scenes of the murders,
Right.
and they had DNA on it, and they were able to match it to a descendant of his.
Oh shit.
And apparently,
Okay.
100% match.
Jesus.
But there's still in my opinion, there's still not the guarantee that was his, in my opinion. But there's definitely he would be at the very least a person of interest. They would need to speak to.
A very big suspect.
Yeah. So I don't think that 100 for me. I don't think it 100% confirms he was Jack the Ripper.
No.
But he was also one of the suspects anyway.
Yeah.
And being a barber back then, you also took blood, which is why he would have had
You
the
were basically you were a surgeon.
anatomical. Yeah, he had the anatomical knowledge and all that, and something about like when he went to insane asylum, the murder stopped too, that kind of thing.
That's what the fucking barber sign was supposed to be. It was blood and fucking bandages.
Yeah, I knew that's where it came from, the
Yeah.
red and white, but I didn't know what it was. I obviously could figure out the red, but the bandages, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Such a random thing that you would go to a freaking barber and have your blood taken and that. It's so random.
Yeah. Well, you know what you need while you're having your hair cut? You need a course of leeches.
You're just asking for a Sweeney Todd situation, man.
You are,
really
yeah.
were.
Yeah, it's horrible. And that's what they used to do a lot of the time. Oh, well, you got something going on. You need some leeches.
Oh, yeah.
Stick some leeches on your penis. You'll feel better.
I mean, I get it. I understand the idea. They suck the blood out and they think everything was blood
it was like
related.
being purified, and it was all about the humors.
The
Yes, you have all of these from your humors are all off.
Oh. Interesting. I mean, I'm going to have a little look, see a bit more of this guy.
Yeah.
See what the situation was, why he was a suspect in the first place, and then maybe we'll cover it on a future episode.
We'll do an extra nice special pod for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm still very.
we haven't done Jack the Ripper yet.
No.
So, it'll still be a first time.
I'm hoping that at some point we can find some actor or famous person who was more mental than Klaus Kinski.
Yeah, so that was really good.
Fun. That
I was
was
about
really
to say
good.
about that.
Yeah,
then I really
yeah.
enjoyed that podcast the other day.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that one, check that one out after watching this one, obviously.
Yeah, the previous episode. The streams and that are still available on your Twitch, your YouTube, and all that. Not come out on Spotify and all them yet, because they come out every Friday. Friday. Say it with me. Friday. Friday. Or whenever I get round to it.
Yeah. Sooner the better, but
at the very least by the Sunday anyway.
Exactly.
Or by the weekend, by the weekend.
You got something to listen to during the weekend hours.
Sometimes I forget, and then it comes to Friday. I'm like, wait, damn, I'm supposed to have it out today.
Yeah.
And then
dang it.
It takes a day or so.
Yeah.
Because bitch be lazy. And have other stuff to do. There's actually,
there's actually stuff happening, believe it or not, other than just the podcast.
Yeah,
we don't actually just exist in like an empty void until the podcast happens. Although I wish sometimes that were the case.
Yeah, I don't know. What they teach. I don't. This is the reason why this made me think of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're teaching in school. I get into BBC just momentarily.
Right.
But my son, when I was with him the other day,
Yeah.
just mentions to me, science says that there's a creator, doesn't it? I'm like, what? God? I'm like, what the hell are you on about, my boy?
What?
I
Science
explained to
says
him.
no such thing.
Yeah. I mean, careful now. We're talking about my child here. How would want to say how dumb it is? But school.
This is the thing. It's not his problem. It's the education he's getting.
I mean, I assume. I don't know if it might have come
What school's he
from his
going
family.
to?
It might come from his family. I don't
What
know.
school's he going to?
I mean, I don't want to out that on the interwebs.
Is it a Christian school?
No.
Then why is he learning this?
I don't know. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Like my kid would go to a Christian school. Come on.
Science.
I mean, I don't have much say in it, but I would find a way to make sure he didn't.
Yeah.
I would get him kicked out. I would go there. I would give him satanic stuff to take with him.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, don't love him, mate. Don't worry.
Around while you're talking, son.
Yeah, I'd give him all this stuff to say. I'd get him expelled from that place as quickly as possible.
Fuck yeah. Homeschooling's better than that shit.
I don't know about that, but
probably
is though. It still is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
couldn't teach my kid for shit.
I remember being in junior school and
I don't have a kid, but I wouldn't be able to.
I remember us singing churchy songs still, like hymns and that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I don't know when that stopped. Maybe when I got to secondary school. I know it definitely stopped once before secondary school. Anyway,
yeah, it only stopped for me realistically when I got to the high school, because before then I was in I was in a
6
one that was tied to the local church. And it was like, we sang fucking hymns every goddamn day. And it was like, blah, 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 blah,
I didn't understand what mine did.
Blah, 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 blah. God is fantastic and he did lots of stuff. And we all have to remember how much stuff he did and say thank you for the stuff every single fucking day.
And Jesus too.
And him and Jesus too.
By wearing his murder weapon on on everything.
Yeah.
And bowing.
Because that's what he wants to see. That's one of my favorite things that Bill Hicks said. He's like, you ever see these Christians driving around with Red crosses. You think Jesus comes back, he ever wants to see another fucking cross? No, man.
Fucking true.
No.
But anyway, enough about Jesus.
I'm not
enough
going down,
about-
Dad. They're still wearing the crosses. No, they don't get it.
I seen a Family Guy thing about. I remember a Family Guy skit on it.
Mm.
But anyway, BBC, the worst things they've ever done. We all know they've done many bad things. We are going to hold them account now,
Yeah.
and we're going to say by the end of it, should we pay the TV license? Yay or nay? If you have an opinion about the TV license, about anything BBC related, drop them in the comments.
I will say this immediately.
I have opinions about the TV license.
I think that the BBC is one of the most artistic makers of mediocre bullshit.
Okay.
I think everything they make has a flair of artistry. I
Mm.
think everything they have looks and on paper is good. But I think that everything that they make has a certain lack of soul because everything they make is fucking committee based.
With the
And-
exception of Gladiators.
Yeah, and they make so many things where it's like, we're going to do this comedy, but it's not just a comedy, it's also like a drama comedy. And we're
Yeah.
going to do this thing, and it's not only that, but it's this. And we're going to do this thing, but it's not only that, but it's this. Because we're going to hit all these markets at the same time, yeah? And also, fuck me, can you make something that isn't a procedural fucking drama once in your goddamn life, the BBC? Can you make something that isn't about a bunch of hard grizzled cops having a hard grizzled time solving a child's murder because it's so fucking hard? It's just, can you fucking lighten the fuck up? Do you not remember the time when the BBC had
Do-
shit on it? Like
Do you
the
not watch Weakest Link? That's light.
Yeah, well, did you remember? That's it. Like they think game shows are what does it now. It's not. Do you remember the days when there used to be really good shit on the BBC all the time that was really funny? Shooting Stars
Mm.
was fucking hysterical. Fucking what else was on there at the time? There were all the sketch shows that they did. They had stand up on there all the fucking time. They had all these different things happening, and now it's become this same mopey bullshit over and over and over again because they're trying to get a fucking BAFTA.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Fucking stick it up your ass. Give me something actually entertaining.
Well, that brings me on to the first thing we can
That was a
talk
bit
about.
of a rant there.
Little bit of a rant.
rant.
Little bit of a rant.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I phased out a little bit when you were on about it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I listened again.
Yeah.
And then I phased out again
Yeah.
while reading up some of these. So they
No,
gave me a
that
chance
was,
to check
that was
up
a
on
healthy
myself.
that was a healthy rant, that one.
Yeah.
But
Healthy is
genuinely-
debatable.
Genuinely, fuck that shit.
Yeah. What?
Like procedural drama shit. Just
I don't
all
know
the
really
same
what that
shit on the
means.
BBC all the time. It's someone who's
Oh, we don't need to do the rant again.
yeah, it's a police officer or it's a nurse or something, and they're having a terrible time.
The only reason they keep getting made,
there's
though,
got to be a series about
they
it.
keep getting made is because people keep watching them, bear in mind.
Yeah, but this is the
They
problem.
just shouldn't.
Everyone goes,
They
have you
shouldn't
seen?
do a TV
Have you
license.
seen fucking Line of Duty? Have you seen fucking the people who are out there? Have you seen fucking?
Just makes it sound like you're talking
yeah.
about like some.
Have you
like
seen?
some women outside, like in a village? Have you seen the people out there?
Have you seen?
Whoa, look at them!
Have you seen Lancashire Detective? Have you seen? Have you seen fucking The Man Who Was? Have you seen fucking?
Just
It's
stop
like,
hanging
God
around these
damn it!
people.
Can you please just come up with something else?
Just stop hanging around these people that are really into BBC. Apparently, that might be your issue.
None, like half of those were real shows. Half of them weren't. You got no idea which ones.
No,
No idea which ones.
I do know what is real.
What?
Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh fucking yeah!
That's a real one.
That's a
Everybody
real
loves
one.
that.
That's the real one.
I have opinions about Strictly Come
Uh.
Dancing that are different to this one. I will make my point first.
All right.
That for some reason they put it into people's heads that if you're dancing, you can only dance with somebody you're potentially going to fuck.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
By in the sense
Yeah.
that they want it so badly that they have men and women together all the time. But then if somebody comes on that's gay,
Yeah.
oh, you've got to be with a guy.
Yeah.
You're a woman. You're a lesbian. You've got to be with a lady.
Yeah, yeah.
If if there's not a chance that you two are going to kiss or do something, we
There's
don't
got to
want
be
it.
this sexual tension.
But At the same time, there's other things that's the stuff it's getting in trouble for is when former star Amanda Abington blew the whistle after quitting the show during the 2023 series. She said that she'd been mistreated by Giovanni Panisse, who's one of their dancers, I think. I think he's on Celebrity Hunted at the moment. I
Right.
think that's him. I might be incorrect.
Right.
Italian, I think. They wouldn't be able to see the Klaus Kinski episode right now because it's banned in Italy.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Well,
That is so weird to me. Why just Italy? What is it about Italy where like we don't want anyone talking about Klaus Kinski?
just that one video.
Yeah.
It's actually for the Werner Herzog video, I think it was, where he was talking about
this place, the rainforest. It is a miserable place. Everything here cries out in pain.
before we lose track of this, they're actually in trouble because she was saying that she was mistreated by her dance partner. And the BBC were apparently withholding footage of her training sessions. She said that footage would prove that she's telling the truth. Other celebs have spoken out, including Zara McDermott, who said dancer Graziano Di Prima, these names, had kicked her during training.
Kicked her?
Yeah. Penise and Di Prima have left the show, but Di Prima is now suing the Beeb.
That changes entirely how funny it is, depending on what type of kick it is.
Yeah.
So if it's a donkey kick from behind, you stupid bitch. Yeah. No, that's bad. That's bad.
What if it's a Steven Seagal type?
If it's even better, if it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme up in the air, sideways face kick, I'm down. That's no one does that shit unless it's necessary.
You know what? I watched a video the other day, which is crazy. You'd be shocked by it. It was a karate guy, like he's a YouTuber, but he's like a karate guy in that, and his brother is not UFC, but MMA fighter. They went to spend a day with Jean-Claude, with Steven Seagal.
Oh God!
And he was teaching them stuff like in the gym and stuff too. And they were actually like surprised with how legit it all was. They were actually
there's not
giving him praise.
There are things that can be used in Aikido.
I don't know if it's Aikido. No,
that's what his thing is, Aikido.
But there's also talking about like this other one that he learned, like I think where it's like a secret one that's only given to certain people. Was that Aikido?
No, that's just Steven Seagal shit.
Oh,
that's 100% Steven.
The guy was talking about
I was
actually
actually taught this technique, and I was only allowed to be taught this technique by a group of monks who don't normally teach outsiders, but they taught me because they said we see inside you the heart of the warrior, and we need to bring out the heart of the warrior in you. So they taught me this technique. I don't think
it's all bull though. I think it's all bull, but I don't think it's all
sure, yeah.
Like with some of the stuff he was taught, there's got to be some level of like legitimacy.
No, there's not. Did you see his website?
I know, that's what I'm saying. You know, there's stupidness as well, but there's some legitimacy in the sense that like he was a white guy in Japan with a dojo that was successful.
Yeah.
That's like
that is something that did happen
after a certain point.
But
then
he was teaching Aikido. That's what he was teaching.
Okay, yeah. But is that the one where the one that I was talking about in this though was
it's the one where you're using someone else's momentum to throw them in a different direction.
Oh yeah, that's not what I was on about. Yeah, he showed some of that, which was more effective than I expected it to be.
There's bits of it that can be effective. If someone doesn't know what they're doing and they're just charging at you, you can do some shit.
Well, it is against the guy who doesn't know what he's doing, but it's obviously that wasn't a real fight. Yeah. He was just showing him stuff, and he was like some of the stuff he was doing, you know, like that was it. That's not the Aikido, sorry. It's the thing where it's like it's a samurai technique because it's the same as if you were holding. It's designed for if you were holding a sword.
Oh yeah.
But they believe if you lose your sword or something, you do the same thing with your fingers and that, and it's still. Which makes sense because some of the swipes, the way you see them do it, poking in certain places.
Yeah, I've seen that one as well. They do
on the throat.
That as well, which is a bit like the fucking Kirk hit. Like, have you not seen that in old Star Trek where Kirk does a double fist punch down?
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Like an axe handle kind of.
Yeah. That's his move.
Oh god, okay.
His move. It's like it's obviously at some point, like in Mike headcanon, it's like he's seen the Vulcan death pinch as Spock does it, and he goes, "Wow, Spock, that was really cool. I think I'm going to try that." Bang! Did that work? Like that's the only way it works in my head. Yes, Captain, that worked very well.
So next one then, Thushgate. Is a 2008. I remember this. You probably will too.
Yeah.
Russell Brand and Jonathan Ross had left obscene messages on actor Andrew Sachs.
Yeah, Andrew Sachs.
Oh, Saxgate then. Sachs. Is
And
that it?
sleeping
Sachs?
with, yeah, it's like because he was sleeping with his granddaughter or something.
Yeah, about his granddaughter, Georgina Bailey. The scandal was massive, and Russell Brand's mainstream media career.
Yeah, but even fucking himself,
Jonathan
Andrew
Ross
Sachs.
survived.
Andrew Sachs was on fucking video saying, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it should have been this big of a story, really. And, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, because he's a comedian and he knows what he's.
Oh, is he? I ain't got a clue what he is, to be
Yeah,
honest.
he was Manuel in fucking in Faulty Towers.
Oh, the little man.
Yeah.
I know who you mean.
See,
See.
it's a hamster. It's a rat.
The problem was,
no, it's a hamster.
There was allegations made towards Brand, particularly people speaking out about how he was allowed to do whatever he wanted while working at BBC. Radio 2's controller, Leslie Douglas, didn't rein him in and ultimately resigned as well because she approved the broadcast and knowing what was going to happen, she approved it.
For fuck's sake.
So she was also...
That was back in the time where there were people on Kerrang Radio. I can't remember what his name was.
God, Kerrang, man.
Yeah, there was a guy, I can't remember his name, but he was like a bit of a shock jock. Was it Sean something?
Not Sean Ryder.
No,
he's not Kerrang anyway.
No. But there was a whole load of that shit going around because everyone was sort of bumming off of the wave of this Howard Stern show.
Right.
But like Howard Stern, like he legitimately has like interesting conversations as well as the wild shit.
Well, used to anyway.
Used to.
Yeah, but the wild stuff was good too.
The wild stuff's good.
I had fun.
But like a lot of the people just took the wild stuff and didn't have any of the intellectual capability to like hold it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that felt like a lot of what was happening. And like those two guys were swept up in that. And it was just at the start of the point where people were going like, oh no, we can't say stuff like that anymore. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like South Park even did a thing at the time where it was like, yep, looks like things getting all PC again. Yep.
Oh, that might have been when PC Principal.
Yeah, that was.
Appeared.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're like, how long did it last time? About 10, 12 years. Yep.
Well, a bit longer actually.
But
too long, not too far.
Not too far.
It's dying now.
Yeah, it's starting to die off.
Officially in America, it is dead because DEI is not an official thing anymore.
Yeah.
And cancel culture, like I said about that Bryce Mitchell thing, you know, like
Mel Gibson's fucking back hardcore, and that's like one of the biggest things about.
As a religious though, more than anything.
Yeah, that was a weird interview. It doesn't sit with me.
I watched a lot. Oh yeah, the concussions. Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, evolution. Sorry, no, evolution. I don't buy it.
I don't buy it. It just doesn't seem right with
But then some of the stuff he said about
I mean, about 8,000 years. About 8,000 years.
Some of the stuff he said was true though about the whole like I've never realised that the skull was at the bottom of a cross all the time, and that's supposed to signify the burial of Adam's skull, where he got crucified, and the whole Shroud of Turin thing. There's been some developments on that.
But the Shroud of Turin thing, they were like, oh yeah, no, but actually it makes sense that it's a woman's blood because like Jesus came from a woman, and that means that would have been the only blood coming through them. So that's why it makes sense that it's a woman's
everybody
blood.
came from a woman, but
yeah. It's like no, but there's no man seed in him, so it's like he's a man with woman's DNA, so it's like he's both of the thing, and he's like everything, and he's like, fuck off.
There's something else in the Bible though where it questions the whole virgin birth as well. I want to call something else. Can't remember what it is. Well, I found a lot of that stuff.
There's like 80
lately.
different versions of the Bible, and there's like multiple passages that have just been completely removed.
I don't think there's 80 different versions of like the original.
You know about
thing.
the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Yeah, that's the early
that shit.
That's the we're talking about the Abrahamic side of it, not the.
Well,
you got
there's the Abrahamic side, and then there's also stuff like
Scrolls.
one of the bits of the Bible that got removed was where Jesus met with the with the giant lizards.
Yeah, but whose thingy was that in though?
I can't remember.
It's all about whose gospel and that.
They took out.
That must be the New Testament.
That was a New Testament gospel that they had to take out because it's like no one believes this shit about fucking giant fucking lizards.
I mean, there is stuff in the Bible already though about giants, for example.
Wouldn't that be cool though? Jesus versus Land of the Lost.
I mean, giant lizards.
I fucking watch that movie.
Oh, I wouldn't watch anything with Jesus in person.
Mate, are you kidding? We could make buku American money.
I don't know what that means.
Like buku bucks, bro. We could make shitloads of money. We could make so much money. Like, do you know how much money those Christian movies make? If we made a
I don't-
movie,
if we made a movie where
if we made a movie about Jesus going into the center of the earth to find the lost world and bring Christ to the dinosaurs, and there's a bunch of dinosaur people who evolved from raptors and they take Jesus into their heart.
Right.
Holy shit, dude. We get so much money.
I don't
We
think
get so much money.
I might be
It's
crazy.
obscene how much money we
I
get.
don't
And
think
tax free.
sure. I don't think the Christian community will back a film like that
Yeah,
because
they
I
will.
think it kind of brings into question everything in the Bible.
No, because then they're like, that's where
Dinosaurs.
the dinosaurs existed alongside humanity. Now we understand where the fossils came from because Jesus brought them back to us.
Oh, that was is it?
Like,
Okay.
yeah, I've
sure.
got this all on lock, bro.
Okay.
They're gonna buy so many of these DVDs.
The DVDs they're still around.
Oh yeah,
Everything's
we're
still-
gonna put it on all the streaming stuff as well, but
Yeah.
we're gonna flog the DVDs at the mega churches.
Okay.
They're gonna be so into it, dude.
Well, that can be your project. I'm gonna carry on with this now.
Okay.
Jeremy Corbyn's hat.
Huh?
BBC.
What? Oh, the fucking hat.
I didn't
thing.
know about this. So 2018.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Corbyn was still the leader of the Labour Party. There was a picture of him
Yeah.
next to the Kremlin and was used as a background graphic on an episode of Newsnight.
Yeah.
The BBC was quickly hit with allegations that the picture had been edited
Yeah.
to make Corbyn's hat appear, quote unquote, more Russian.
Not even that. They literally did like color changes. They changed
I
the
hadn't
position.
finished yet. I
Yeah.
hadn't finished.
Yeah.
They also made it red to match the background, which they didn't do when using a picture of Gavin Williamson with the same graphics a few weeks before.
Yeah.
BBC denied it, but it wasn't the only time the corporation got into hot water with Corbyn.
Yep.
After 2023, it said that Corbyn had never apologised for the Labour anti-Semitism scandal when he had done many times.
Multiple times.
Once again, don't really know too much about that either.
Yeah, they apologized about it multiple times. They got
What is-
rid of
what
people
though?
who were.
What is it even like? What?
They were just people saying that Labour were anti-Semitic. Basically,
Oh,
that
okay.
was it. And like they dealt with apologies. They fired certain people who'd said certain things. They did everything they were supposed to do, but everyone was like, they've done nothing. They've done nothing. It's
Right,
impossible.
yeah.
And it's like, and like the thing is, the BBC is ultimately run by people who are in power and want to see
have a lot
things
of power
stay
in
the
this
same
country.
way they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
Because they earn a lot of money with things being the way they are, and they
Mhm.
live a very happy life.
I have
And the
heard
fact
that.
is that Jeremy Corbyn was planning on changing that dynamic and making it so that the people with a lot of money would pay for the shit that needed to be done because no one else had any money left.
Or he was saying he was going to anyway.
Well, he was saying he was going to, and he has a pretty good track record because he was one of
Labour
the-
don't.
No, he doesn't. No, they don't. Which is one of the reasons why Jeremy Corbyn was thrown out. because
Yeah, they
didn't
ousted him,
want
didn't
him.
they?
they
Yeah,
did.
that could have happened anyway, though.
But the fact is, the guy had like a really good track record. At multiple times, people have been like lobbying to him for things, and he was just like, "Nope, I'm not doing it. Nope, not doing it. Nope, not doing it." Like, never ever took extra money. He did all of his money was quite clearly visible where he got it from, and it was from
Yeah.
teaching,
He
lecturing.
might have been one of our last possible chances of having a real leader in the UK that cared.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know if I agreed with a lot of his stuff. I don't really
Yeah,
know it all.
I didn't agree with everything he said. I didn't, but
I just want a bit
as
of
an
change.
actual change, a person of change,
Mm.
he was the only option, and he has been removed very, very, very like precisely and deliberately
I wonder
because
if
they
his,
don't want those kind of
Yeah.
politicians around.
I wonder if his stuff lines up with Reform at all. That'd be interesting to
It
see
would be
him part of
He
Reform.
doesn't like Jeremy Farage, not Jeremy,
Nigel Farage, yeah.
That's the problem.
But I don't think a lot of people are talking about Farage not being in power or Reform for a while, but he is still now. So that's
He is
a
at
good
the
point.
moment, yeah.
Yeah.
But ultimately, does British politics need reforming? Yes,
Oh,
it does,
fucking, it
and
needs
the
destroying.
BBC is part of the reason why it isn't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Next, Cliff Richard. Apparently, in 2014, I do remember this too. Cliff Richard's home was raided and searched by police during Operation U-Tree.
Yeah.
Somebody gave the BBC advance knowledge that this was going to happen, so they brought out the choppers and broadcast the search live from the skies. No evidence, however, has ever been found to support any allegations made against Cliff Richard,
Yeah.
and he took the BBC to court for violating his privacy winning millions in both damages and legal costs, along with an apology for what happened.
Yeah, I mean, they do that kind of shit all the time. They're basically just as bad as some tabloid newspapers.
I really don't think it should be legal that you're allowed to put people's names out there and stuff before they've been charged officially for anything, or even in trial, and actually found guilty.
Yeah,
because it can damage somebody.
It can change the public opinion, and if it changes the public opinion and the jury become aware of it, it'll change their opinion.
And in the past, they've had to change locations of the court because of it. Yeah, because of how much people know about it.
You should not be fucking with the judicial system. And people are innocent until proven guilty. That is a very important part of our legal culture.
Nowadays, though, they're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go around the place just going, oh, well, someone said this, so therefore it's obviously true. You have to wait for the evidence to come out, for the court to go through it, for it to be literally looked at by a group of people who are professionally there to look at these cases.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. That's the reason why James Franco ain't come back.
Multi-jury for James Franco. I got my own one as well on here, actually, that I know isn't on here that I'm going to add in. It wasn't on the articles, any of the stuff I found, but I watched it on some of it recently.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name now. Ghostwatch. That was it. I'm pretty sure that was the name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
Shit, the Parkinson shit.
Yeah, Parkinson within it.
Yeah.
It was a
mockumentary, which was part in the what do you call it? The studio.
Part in the studio, part in a house that's supposed to be haunted with a family.
And they did things like they would
acted it like acted the hell out of it.
Really well done. And they hid like a character occasionally in shots.
Yeah.
And then they'd get the audience going like, "Oh my god, he was there!"
Yeah, because they were encouraged to write.
And they'd go back and they'd shoot back, and obviously they'd move the guy at this point. He wasn't there.
Or if they play it back on screen, like the bit that people were saying, "Oh, it was there," they'd taken it out already.
Yeah.
Or showing a different bit.
Because they're showing you like a pre-played bit, but they're showing you something as if it's real.
And they did say at the beginning that this isn't. It's not real. I made a point of it.
Yeah.
The problem was that back then, people turning it on mid-program or something.
They had no idea.
Had no clue.
And they were coming into it raw as if it was just like some real thing.
People were like ringing up, complaining.
Yeah, it's like the what's his face? The War of the Worlds by again.
George
Orwell, that's it, yeah. That again. But on a grander scale, because they really fucked people up, because by the end of it the possession has fully taken hold in the house and starts to take hold of people.
In this, I thought you was on about War of the Worlds.
No, it starts to take people in the studio and ends up with Parkinson.
Because the idea
walking around like whispering crazy shit to himself, like in front of the camera.
And it says that anyone watching this, playing it, could have the same thing happening. Basically. So people were like, "What the hell?
Yeah.
What are you doing, BBC?"
Yeah.
There's so many people complain. This is back in the time when no one complained about anything as well.
And they were all out there just screaming behind their sofas.
God, man, it was like it. In comparison to some of the stuff on this list, like it's not really that major. It's not that deep, but it's still kind of messed up.
It's a pretty big scandal that happened.
Yeah. Widely known.
Great entertainment now, but
it's great for a YouTube video now.
Yeah.
Hugh Edwards.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we don't need to say too much about this.
Jesus Christ.
So he's like
it's a full-blown fucking Savile again.
Essentially.
Savile 2. Electric Boogaloo. Which he'd probably be into.
So I'm trying to figure out what it is that actually BBC did. Can BBC? Oh, okay. So obviously we all know about the stuff with Hugh Edwards. He was a big, one of the top news anchors.
He was like
he announced the Queen had died.
Yeah, the Queen is dead.
Has
died.
I love the seriousness in your voice there. You really emphasize. You really putting across the Hugh Edwardsness.
Yeah. And it turns out that's not a good thing, having Hugh Edwardsness.
Weirdly, no.
No.
So, what's happened here? So, let me just find it. Okay, so he had been accused of receiving explicit images of a teenage boy. Vicky Flynn announced that the unnamed presenter was her husband, Hugh Edwards. Edwards maintained a low profile but found himself arrested in November 2023 and charged with accessing indecent images of minors.
Yeah.
But in July of the following year, 2024, it came out that the BBC knew about this, asked the police to keep quiet, and kept paying Edwards tens of thousands until his resignation in April after I think it was when the charge was given to him or when he was playing guilty. One of them, when they were more forced to rather than wanted to. And they even in this time while they were still paying him and being suspended, they still gave him a pay rise.
Fucking hell.
The Beeb didn't ever actually sack him, though it's now demanding he repay the money.
What?
I didn't know that part. How they can expect that?
You can't be part of the fucking cover up and then say, "Give us the cash back."
Yeah.
Sorry, no. That cash should be taken from both of you and given to other people.
Yeah. And
sorry.
Next one, TV license harassment.
Okay.
Most people out there, even if you pay your TV license constantly, have had somebody turn up at the door to see if you have
your
it,
TV license?
and to make sure to see if you've
Are you
got a TV
actually
in there.
watching any TV?
Yeah, you drive around in those vans as well.
You know you have to
get-
pay it for fucking streaming now as well, don't you?
You can have fines of up to £1,000 and criminal convictions.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry. That's what they threaten you with. Let me see what else it is. Okay, well, sounds weird. They can actually do that. I know because I know they do have some authority. I don't think it's not criminal. It's been criminalised. I'm pretty sure. I know we looked at it before. Actually, no, that was me and the hippie on the Two Peas in the podcast.
Yeah.
The highest viewed clip for that podcast.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't think it's criminalised anymore. I'm pretty sure it's been decriminalised. But yeah, there's so many things now that are included in it, like your streaming.
Yeah, you got to have it for streaming.
Anything like just Netflix.
Yeah.
If you just have a laptop and you just watch Netflix, you need a TV license.
They've made it that way.
That's crazy to me.
And it's just fucking robbery because it's supposed to be because the BBC remains independent and excuse me, it just isn't. It just fucking isn't. People just they always toe the fucking party line every single time. They don't fucking argue anymore. They don't push back on anything anymore. They're a fucking pointless organization.
Apparently, though, the fact is, though, from this here, is that if you don't watch BBC shows on demand or live, then you don't need a license. And this is one thing I was aware about is that they don't actually have any authority to come into your house.
No.
If they ask to come into your house to
You
see,
just say no.
you say no,
Yeah.
and they can't.
Yeah, they're not police.
So they can never actually confirm
And
whether
police
you
need
do
a
have
fucking
anything
court
in
order
there.
to come into your house.
They need a
anyway, if
warrant
you
too,
don't-
yeah.
yeah.
But they,
if you don't
BBC
wanna-
can't get a warrant.
Unless they think that someone is in direct danger, they're not allowed to come into your house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the
Direct
only time.
danger. Yeah.
If they think that someone is literally about to be attacked, they're allowed to come in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically,
They're like
I
vampires
really think we
in
should
a lot of ways.
just as a people just stop paying our TV license.
I've got friends who are in the police. I don't hate the police.
What the police? Oh, please don't about BBC then. Oh, no, I'm fine with the police. I got mates in the police too.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have be found with the police than have a gang attack me and not be okay with the police.
Yeah.
Even though they've taken me into prison, not into prison, but
Custody.
into custody
Yeah.
before. Yeah,
Got all custody.
we've all had pasts that we're not proud of.
I've not
I was a
actually,
pimp.
I've not actually had to do that yet.
You're a
You
good
know,
boy.
We'll see
though.
what happens.
We don't want to
The
do it as
world
you
is
get
a
older.
crazy fucking place.
It's better if you're younger than below 18, like I was,
Yeah.
because then if it gets wiped off when you're 18.
Yeah,
But I
that-
didn't
yeah.
actually. I thought I'd had something on my record, but it turns out I never actually did
Yeah.
because I didn't know the process.
Yeah.
Somebody told me the process I would have gone through if I had have actually been charged or
Right,
anything.
but you hadn't been.
I hadn't been.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, cool then.
Yeah.
But obviously I was a kid, so it didn't
Yeah.
matter. It would have got wiped off when I was
Yeah,
18
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, okay?
There's a thing
Not
that
to
can
do
go on
drugs,
your
but,
record of like contact with police as well, though. It's like if you have too many times where
Yeah.
you're in contact with the police,
Depends
it
for what,
starts to be
though.
a thing.
Because that's a weird thing
No,
to say.
because yeah, it's like, but it can mean a lot of
Mean
things.
warnings. If you hadn't
Yeah.
too many warnings, maybe
That's it.
your
Yeah,
name will pop up. You know.
yeah.
But it depends though what the warning's for.
Yeah. Well, I've dealt with the police on a few different occasions. They're good people
Not necessarily.
for the most part.
I mean, it totally depends. There are plenty of police, as we've seen on this. You know, they get into power because they want power.
There are,
And then
but
use
you
that
know,
power
you
to
can't
do bad
assume
things.
that of everyone.
You can't assume no everyone. No,
No.
that's definitely 100%
Yeah,
you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Blue Peter phone-ins. This wasn't the only show. Actually, I'm not going to use that one because who cares?
Yeah.
We'll look at this one. Gender pay gap. Because this would be fun to
Oh,
talk
that
about.
one. Yeah.
In 2018, it came out that there was a massive disparity in the rates male and female employees were paid at the BBC. In the first time it published such figures, this was the BBC's top stars, with numerous top female broadcasters getting paid a lot less than their male counterparts.
Yeah.
The BBC was investigated for the disparities, which were between 2016 and 2017, and the issue was debated across rival broadcasters. However, it's become clear that the pay disparity is still present and, in fact, has gotten larger and reported was as reported in 2021. That's despite many presenters getting raises in response to the scandal initially.
Yeah.
So it's gone back to how it originally
They've
was.
just given everyone a
doesn't
pay
surprise me.
bump and kept it the same,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
basically.
At the BBC doesn't surprise me that that's
Yeah.
a thing. I think in general though, the gender pay gap is not really a thing.
In the
personally.
vast majority of cases, it's not. No, in the
Not.
vast majority
I've
of cases,
never had a job-
everyone gets paid basically the same.
I have
wage.
never had a job where a woman has got paid less than me
No.
for the same job that I've done.
No,
That's crazy.
that is madness.
That
is
doesn't
madness.
happen
And
nowadays.
it shouldn't happen, but it doesn't happen. And the thing is, in a vast majority of cases, if it's just like news presenters, I see their point. But when it comes to like actors and talent and stars, it's a different ball game. I'm sorry.
When you've got a male and a
Who is-
female in
yeah.
a film, and the female is complaining that she's getting
Yeah.
paid less because she's a female.
Yeah, but also it's like
What's your
you're not
opinion
the
there?
female because the other person is David fucking Tennant.
Well, that's a bad
And-
example because he's not that big.
No, but you know what I mean. But it's like this guy's
I know
going to
what
be.
you're saying.
This person is the person who's going to be pulling in the ratings. This
Mm-hmm.
person's the person who's going to be pulling in the views.
Exactly.
You can't expect to be
Yeah.
paid more than them,
But say if, like, say, a David Tennant was in a
or
film,
even the same, or even
Yeah.
like parity in Dumb
Yeah.
and Dumber 2. Like for example, let's put it this way: to completely gender neutral because it's just two dudes, right?
Mm.
Jim Carrey was paid like $5 million for Dumb and Dumber.
and
And
Jeffrey Daniels was
Jeffrey
going to
Daniels
get a lot
paid like
less.
50 grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
50 grand.
So if there was a film and the two main people were David Tennant and say Scarlett Johansson,
Scarlett Johansson's probably going to get paid more.
you'd expect Scarlett Johansson to get paid more.
Yeah.
And if it didn't, then I'd be like, okay, well, there's an issue there.
Yeah, there's an issue.
But I don't think that's the case.
No. Scarlett Johansson is now the star of the Jurassic Park movie that we saw the
Jurassic
trailer
World.
for. Jurassic World movie.
Bigger
we saw
than
the trailer
Parks,
for.
baby.
And it's not setting my world on fire, but that means she is the star. She's going to get paid more than anyone else.
She
on that
sets my
movie.
world on fire.
She does.
Yeah.
She's fine as
She
fine.
is an
She's a
attractive
beautiful
lady.
lady.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bit older, now, I think. I
Yeah,
think
but
she's
that's not doing her any harm.
just get experience.
Yeah.
Knows what
She
she's doing.
still looks great.
Oh, yes.
She looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I've seen her on a
Have you seen? I just want to discuss
Uh,
Sydney Sweeney, right? You know Sydney Sweeney?
I've not got a clue who that is.
Oh, all right. Get a picture of Sydney Sweeney up
Do I have to?
Yeah. because it's very
Do
important.
the people want to see it?
I don't think it's. I don't. They know what Sydney Sweeney looks like. They're not fucking.
Oh, so finish your sentence there.
Nothing.
Sydney Sweeney.
Sweeney, yeah. There you go.
Okay, where is she again? Is that an actor? Was this?
Actress, yeah.
Actress, okay.
Right now, go
Sorry,
to the images.
I didn't. Actress is
Go-
kind of a dead word now,
yeah,
but
it's just actor in general. Yeah. So images. Go to images
oh, images.
because that's going to give you more of an idea.
I can see the images there.
Now she has basically been like presented as the most attractive woman around at the moment by a lot of people, right?
Right.
Now I think she is very hot, but I also think in a way she's almost like too hot. Like every bit
Right.
of her is like accentuated hotness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To a point where it's like you don't look 100% real to me anymore. And not only
I know what
that,
you're saying
not
there.
only that, but like it's almost like it's too much. It's almost like when I'm looking at a movie with Sydney Sweeney in it, I'm just thinking, holy shit, holy fuck.
I mean, to
Jesus
be fair though,
Christ.
she looks amazing now.
She looks fucking incredible.
Yeah.
She looks absolutely ungodly hot. But that's
She's that
the
kind
problem.
of person that when you're with, like, and like they're with you and you're banging, you're like,
Yeah.
thank you.
But the thing
You're
is,
just thankful.
Matilda picked up a picture of her the other day because people were saying, "Oh, Sydney Sweeney's not hot. Look at her in this picture," and it was literally her looking hot as shit.
Yeah.
And like
You can, and it's,
and everyone on the internet's going like, "She's not hot anymore." It's like, no, she's fucking fine as
yeah,
fine.
well,
And
I'm sure all these people saying that are really, you know,
Yeah.
attractive compared to her. as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. And I'm talking to Matilda. I'm like, no, she's fine. She's like really hot. No, in fact, she looks really good there. She looks like really, really good. And she goes like, all right, calm down. And I'm like, I can't help it. This is the effect that it has because
But again, girls will talk about other people, though, you know, like
Yeah.
Momoa or whatever.
But again, she's just like every
It's
part
okay to
of it
talk,
is
yeah.
just like, damn, that's way too sexy.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to deal with.
Oh, one thing I would
wouldn't
say
be
though
able
is
to
that she's
be
a
in
bit
a
boring.
room with her. It would be uncomfortable. I'd have to leave.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't be uncomfortable with like that with any woman really. I'm just as attractive as any lady, as far as I'm concerned. To me, I'm more attractive than any because I'm
Yeah.
me,
Yeah, well, there you go.
and I'm just hot too. I can't
Yeah.
help it. Yeah, but at the same time, no, I don't know if she's usually my type, just because she's a bit. There's not much to her,
Yeah, but that's part of the problem as well. It's like,
but then again, she's an actor as well, so it's hard to
Yeah.
tell because a lot of the things you see in,
yeah.
she's been asked to dress away or whatever. But there's no tattoos. There's nothing,
She's basically completely accepted her role as like the blonde bombshell of Hollywood. At
of
the
course,
moment.
though, that's what the role should get, and
Yeah.
so
Embrace it.
that.
Go for it.
yeah,
Why
exactly,
not?
exactly. Okay, let's have a look at some more BBC though. Where did I get to? Yeah, the gender pay gap. So we did that. I don't know what this is, but Battle of Orgreave coverage.
Mm.
So on the 18th of June, 84, there was a violent clash between striking miners. That would be, as in people going into a mine, not a load of children that refuse to go to school.
Well, that would be cooler in a way.
It would be.
School of Rock too.
Miners and South Yorkshire police in a small village of Orgreave.
Right.
More than 100 people were injured, but the BBC's coverage of the incident implied that the miners had been violent and that the police response had been justified. It did this by broadcasting the miners' violence first and the police second,
Yeah.
suggesting it was them who started it, when really the police were to blame.
Once again, towing the party fucking on.
Mhm. Numerous investigations have proven the miners were wrongly maligned and unjustly shown as violent.
Yep.
And activists have been demanding an apology from the BBC for years, but yet it is still to arrive.
Yep.
Which is surprising because some things they'll give apologies for, it seems.
They usually wait until the person who was involved was dead.
That happens a lot, yeah.
That happens a lot. As
No,
soon
could
as
do
the
it too.
person who was involved was dead, the corporation comes out and goes, "We are very sorry for the actions that happened on the day of the blah 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 blah."
People argue that that happens for America too, which is why they haven't brought out the JFK files, even though they're past date now.
Right.
Because of the people alive, even though we were talking about this before, I don't think there'll be a
Yeah.
smoking gun there.
No.
But I think it will just implicate. It will show that like people like
It'll show the implications.
certain people that work in the CIA
Mhm.
that later went on to become president would have possibly known about something, might be shown that they're involved in something close to it.
Yeah.
That might be part of it, maybe. I don't know. Trump's apparently going to release them, though. I'm not sure when right now. Let's have a look, actually. Because I'm not quite sure when I heard this.
When does Trump release? Bow. Boom, bow, 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 bow. The JFK.
I don't know what that noise was about, sir.
Bow, 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 bow.
Let's have a look. Trump says to release JFK files when, though? Trump orders release of last files on assassinations of JFK. Okay, yeah, when is all I want to see. Intelligence. New York. Let's have a look. It apparently claims to know. So we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, we accept.
Intelligence,
Get to it. He's delivered. Oh, I say camera's in the way.
one of his campaign promises. or
And we're on
pledges.
June to release the remaining classified and assassination.
I can read more of it if you want.
Well, what would it say?
So, the executive order demands that they get the
Director
Attorney
of-
General and Director of National Intelligence present with a plan within 15 days for the full and complete release of the JFK assassination records. Next, they will immediately review the records related to the RFK and MLK assassinations and present a plan for their release within 45 days. That doesn't necessarily mean that we will see the documents in a matter of weeks. The timeline is for the Justice Department and Director of National Intelligence to issue a plan. The actual process could take far longer, for both departments have a lot of other priorities under the new president. Experts also say that if a total release of RFK documents is actually coming, it will take a long time for the intelligence community to complete a review process. Larry Schnapp, an attorney of who has sued the government to release the JFK files, told ABC News that if they're going to do a substantive document by document the review, then it's going to be a while before the records are released.
Yeah, so
basically
No
the
time
process
to-
has begun, but it's going to be a while before we see it.
yeah.
And
Hopefully, hopefully it happens this
yeah,
time.
we'll see how much gets redacted along the way.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be. It's already a case.
It's
of
already
being
been redacted, yeah.
But you know, they've had
This
it
has
for
been
so
a
long.
Black Ops thing, motherfucker. What the fuck do you think
You
that
can't
means?
help with
It
the
means we
rampant
cover
racism.
over important pieces of information with black lines, so you
Yeah.
can't fucking read it.
Martin Bashir's interview with Diana.
Oh yeah,
The-
that guy's got himself into multiple little fucking problems. As
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Bashir.
It wasn't he the one that also did
The
Michael
Jackson. Yeah.
what was the actual issue there, though? Because I don't remember.
I think people just thought he was mean to him at the time, and
Oh.
now everyone's like, "Fucking fuck Michael Jackson."
It seems to have turned around again. I think more lately again. The people are still more on the he didn't do anything now after like the whole there was something after the Finding Neverland documentary, wasn't there?
Do you think R. Kelly's ever going to get forgiven?
I hope not.
I hope fucking not.
He wasn't that good of an artist, though, was he? You got to be a
I
certain level,
believe I can fly.
and that's about it. That's the only song that everybody really likes.
That and
Trapped in a Closet,
Trapped in the
maybe.
Closet was
Yeah.
pretty good. That was it. Trapped in the Closet was so much fun, though. It was worth it for that. I should not have said that. Oh dear.
What?
It's not worth it for that. Nothing that R. Kelly ever did was worth it for that alone.
Well, I'm sure some stuff that he did, but maybe not all the stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe. Let us know what you think in the comments. Was it all worth it? R. Kelly, was he that good?
Was he that good?
Was it as worth it as
As
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson, was it as worth it?
Can you forgive him as much?
Yeah.
There's a certain lineage here
Yeah.
of how this works. You have to be
Yeah.
so successful and have music
On
that's
the-
so loved that they will.
On the scale of
Yeah,
of Jimmy Savile
Yeah.
to Michael Jackson, where does R. Kelly sit?
What about that? That feels like I don't more like from Jimmy Savile to I don't know, somebody that's really like minor to Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Yeah, because his main one, like the sax game, for example, that's really minor, leaving an answering message on someone's phone. He also got accused of some sexual assault, but I'm talking about that. Saxgate.
Right.
too.
Saxgate specifically.
Yeah,
Saxgate versus that.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
they're the lines, you know.
Right. That's the line in the sand.
Yeah,
Cool.
no sand. I didn't send it.
No, who said sand?
I never
motherfucker?
mentioned sand in the slightest.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, Martin Bashir, a tell-all interview aired on BBC in 1995, showing the princess talking candidly about her life as a royal and marriage to Prince Charles. It angered Buckingham Palace because Diana wasn't cleared to go ahead with it, but years later, it angered a lot of other people too. It turned out that the journalist Martin Bashir had attained the interview with Diana through fraudulent activities
Oh God.
by threatening her with false bank statements.
Oh.
This all came out in 2020 after inquiry, which also found Bashir had breached the BBC's editorial standards. Well, they haven't they? And
well,
the
so
BBC
did
had to
Piers Morgan,
apologise.
but Piers Morgan keeps getting highbrow.
What's did he do?
Well, he did different standards. He fucking was part of the one where they were hacking into phones.
No,
of
he
people.
wasn't. That was the Sun.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. I heard him talking about this on some because somebody said that to him, and he was like, "Well, actually, I think you'll find it was this and this and this, and you're actually going to litigate you now if you don't apologise for it."
Oh shit!
Yeah. So no, it definitely wasn't him.
All right.
And I think he's very tired of having that.
That thing said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piers Morgan got in trouble when he got left off of set of Good Morning Britain, I think, or I'm not sure what it is.
I'm picking on the ear hair.
That's lovely to do while we're on
Yeah,
camera.
it's
That's
gross.
great.
Sorry. It's just like, god damn it, I was getting obsessed by it. It's fucking horrible.
Maybe wait.
I feel so old now. Getting
Yeah, you look
ear
it.
hairs and nose hairs and fucking...
I haven't really noticed many ear hairs, but I probably have them because I've got so much just blocked ears at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing this though about Martin Bashir that he faked stuff to get the finger.
Yeah, that makes sense. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Fake child labour.
What?
In 2008, there's been a few here as well that I've missed out.
Fake child labour.
There's been a few here that I've missed out. That were episode on Panorama. That happened because of Panorama. So they're actually a lot more guilty than this list would let you believe.
Oh.
But they had an episode called Primark on the Rack. It
Right.
showed shocking footage of child labour practices ongoing in factories used by Primark. The factories were in Bangalore, India, and appeared to show 3 young boys involved in making clothes.
Right.
However, Primark disputed the findings. Though it still fired 3 of its manufacturers, and it later came out that the footage had in fact been faked.
Ah.
And worse than that, the BBC knew the footage was fake before putting it in Panorama as evidence actually shown. And the broadcaster had to apologise to Primark 3 years later.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
essentially admitting that they knew
That's
it.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Somebody, I guess, wanted the footage in the story more than the actual, making sure it was true. Problem is, it could have been true as well, but because they used that fake footage, maybe at the time they were like, well, we know it's true, but I can't get footage of it, so we'll just put this here.
Yeah.
But now the thing is, we hear that and all we assume is, well, it's not true, then is it?
Yeah.
Well, because they've just killed it by doing that. Or it could be true, who knows? We don't know.
We don't know.
We can't know, because BBC fooked up once more.
The fucking BBC.
BBC.
Yeah.
But to be fair, one thing we have learned from the list is that a lot of people did BBC and won. I'm not going to do one here that's all about axing CBBC, because I don't really think that's on the same level
No.
of some of these.
No.
You've already mentioned one, Jimmy Savile, of course.
Yeah, everyone knows the Jimmy Savile shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep.
And we
that
still
was
don't
really deep.
We still don't
ingrained.
really know the extent of it either.
Yeah, no.
How much they really knew.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like they definitely knew a portion of.
They knew a fuckload.
Yeah. More.
They knew enough for it to be a problem, and they did nothing.
Yeah. And then he questions why.
Yeah.
Why are you protecting this dude? Did he just have?
And this guy was again like
of people?
he was entwined with the fucking royal family. As
Yeah.
well.
And
full
good
blown.
talking terms
Yeah.
with them and that.
Yeah.
Is it another Jeffrey Epstein? Is it like possibly
I mean,
like
it doesn't feel far off.
but in the sense of like people talk about Jeffrey Epstein
There's
possibly being an agent
definitely
of some
like,
kind.
just look at the way they dealt with Hugh Edwards. There is definitely a like, say whether you like it or not. You can call me a fucking conspiracy theorist, but there
Some
does
people
seem to
will.
be a combination of people in power also being into fucking PDF files
Yeah, you're being PDF.
or being
files.
PDF files.
Yeah, you said this a lot to be fair, and you're right.
It seems to
like-
happen a fuckload.
Yeah,
And
strange.
every few years, something else comes out, and it's almost like they're sacrificing a pig. Like they all know that they're all
They
fucking,
lovely.
like they're all part of this group, and they just decide every so often, like, well, we don't like this guy, and we need to have a story out there and look like we're doing something. So you're going to be the sacrificial pig.
Yeah.
You're going to be the one who we've got all the dirt on, because we've got dirt on everyone.
Yeah,
You're the one who's going down, because that's the way you get into power, is by them having something on you.
I think so. Yeah.
I think if they've got something on you, they will push you to the top because they know they can then just fucking pull the strings and make you do what you want.
Yeah, and they get what they
I'm
want to.
sure that's it.
Yeah. But I also don't, if we're going into tinfoil hat territory, which I'm always happy to go to, I should legitimately get some hats that are always on reach for
So
us.
we can just put them on.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I forgot what I was going to say though. No, that's
While
the
we're
problem.
going in tinfoil
which one I was going to say.
Yeah.
I really don't think that the government that are in power really run the world.
No.
Run the country, sorry.
No, they don't.
I don't think they would give away that because it's hard to do anything every 4 years as well, or 5 years.
That's again why fucking the whole Jeremy Corbyn thing was like thrown.
Yeah,
out
he wanted
immediately.
to change.
Yeah, he wanted change, and they don't want change.
Yeah,
and that's why Keir Starmer became fucking the Labour leader and became Prime Minister, because it's just Tory again with a different fucking thing. It's exactly the same as we had before.
Yeah.
Because we've got to keep taking the money from the people who don't have the money to give it to them back in shittier services again and again and again until they get to the point where they can't do it anymore.
How do you feel about the whole Trump tariffs and now? These new ones announced for Canada and Mexico, the 25% levy on outgoing goods. And there's a few other things too. I think there's another 10% for one of them on some energy stuff, and then also China's got a 10% one on outgoing goods as well.
Hard to say.
He's on about doing it to Europe as well.
Yeah.
But he specifically mentioned us that he thinks he can work. That even though we are also taking advantage of them, apparently, that he thinks we can work something out with Britain. That he thinks that they can work something out with Britain.
Right.
What does that mean though? Because I've heard that Keir Starmer was talking to him a lot. Does that just mean that we're going to start giving him more money or something?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Because it's all well and good, this stuff, but then if you start going to fuck around in Britain, I'm like, oh, what's going to happen?
We're already fucked, mate. We don't need any more.
Need help, no, not fucking.
Yeah, we don't need hindrance.
Yeah. The country is messed up, man. To hell.
We are.
I don't want
We're
to keep talking
fucking
about that.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep saying that every time. That's all I can say now.
So Jimmy Savile, we don't need to go into that much then, because we all know the deal. The horrible guy did stuff. The BBC just ignored it. Or
if you haven't seen this shit, go
helped.
check out like all of the fucking documentaries. There's so many.
Okay. Last one. BNP on Question Time.
Ooh.
For a short while, the British National Party was one of the largest political parties in the country until UKIP came along and stole their racist funder. But the BNP was always controversial thanks to its right-wing fascist roots.
Yeah.
It seems like a bit of an exaggeration, as the party was founded by former member. Oh, no, what? If that seems like a bit of an exaggeration, sorry, I misspoke. Remember that the party was founded by former members of the National Front, and for a while it had a fascist parliamentary wing. So it was shocking to see the 21st century iteration of the BNP apparently legitimised by the Question Time appearance. Leader at the time, Nick Griffin, appeared on the show, landing the BBC in hot water for platforming an anti-immigrant reactionary on primetime television.
Right.
Anti-immigration is probably a bit, weak to put it, because it's like, I don't think if it was just anti-immigration back then, they weren't happy about that, but I was still seen as racist. When was this? I mean, no, I didn't say this. There was a time when if you talked about immigration not being okay, you were just deemed with a racist brush, and that was it. But they, from what I've read, if they're actually like National Front members, bit more legitimacy to it than UKIP, basically. UKIP was painted with the same brush, but I don't think, as we said there, but I don't think they were quite as that.
No, they had an air of legitimacy to it.
Yeah, but that might have been just by design.
Yeah,
but eventually it might have.
Isn't that where
been
Nigel Farage started though? Was he?
I don't know if he started there, but he was UKIP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's where he started.
I don't know he started it, but he was certainly a UKIP member.
Yeah. He's done a few things though, because he was busy in the EU as well for a lot of the time. So yeah, I don't know, But that's generally the BBC stuff, I think.
It's just, again, it's surprising to me how ridiculous this shit is. How obvious it is, how much it happens again and again and again. that the BBC is caught up in these sort of massive scandals, and they report on their own scandals
Oh, I've heard
on their
them do
news
that.
reports.
It's
And
amazing.
it's so weird because
Yeah.
they're like, the BBC has not yet come out with a response. It's like, you're the BBC, motherfucker.
If I haven't heard them do that,
Yeah.
because that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like it's just fucking. What are you talking about? You've got to talk about this shit,
I remember.
but you can't talk about this shit because it's you who did it. So you've got to wait for someone else to talk about this shit.
I remember hearing them talk about. It might have been probably the whole Philip Schofield thing actually.
Yeah,
Talking about that, and stuff that the ITV have done and that, like
Yeah.
keeping quiet or whatever about certain things. And the whole time I was just thinking, like, what are you? You're just so hypocritical. The amount of times you guys have done that, and you come in the ITV right now, my dammy.
yeah.
But at the same time, screw Mr. Schofield. I was never a fan of him anyway, so I'm okay with that now.
I never got into the Schofield vibe either. I just
No. I thought you were going to say into Schofield drama. Like, I never bought it. He's a good man.
I just don't pay attention. to it.
Schofield, the Hofield.
Schofield, the Hofield. He did do a whole like thing recently where he was like, "This is my story. This is the truth about it. This is what actually happened."
And the whole time was just a rampant talk about him actually being a predator and just not realising it. Yes, I went to his school when he was 14 to try and flirt with him. Oh, yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
But while I was there, I thought it wasn't the right thing to do. So, I cleaned him up when we
Oh
finished
Jesus!
and sent him back
Christ.
to school.
Yeah, and I didn't see him for a few more years.
Yeah. Well, I saw him, but I
Months,
didn't do anything with him.
Days, hours. I saw him behind the sheds a couple of minutes later.
Mr. Schofield, man, he's just not a good fella. I don't think.
You don't think so?
I don't think he is.
You get bad vibes from the Schofield.
I do get bad vibes from him.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm a rampant homophobe, to be fair. So it's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say swings and roundabouts, but I
Yeah.
won't excite him too much.
Yeah. Homophobe, bigot, racist, transphobe.
Did you know?
All of these things? That's just you, loud and proud.
Yep. I'm teaching you as well, don't worry.
Yeah.
Did you know there are more captive tigers in America than there are wild tigers in the world?
Oh yeah,
Just a little.
yeah. I knew that from
Factoid.
Joe Rogan's stand-up.
Oh, that's what you
that
want.
there's
from
more
stand-up, learn,
tigers
like,
in
conservation.
Texas alone than there are in the entire wild. Because there's so many,
Be Texas,
there's so
yeah.
many people in Texas who are like, "Oh, I got my neighbor's got some tigers. Well, I'm not gonna let that motherfucker out tiger me."
Yeah. So many rich, random, like Texans and
Yeah.
people around the country, probably Floridans as well,
Yeah.
have the tigers and stuff or
Yeah, they've got loads.
crocodiles.
Like the whole fucking what's his face, Tiger King shit.
Yeah.
Joe Exotic.
But I mean, even then, though, that's for a zoo as well.
Yeah.
There's some people who just have them to have them.
I'm sure he sold tigers. I'm absolutely certain he sold tigers to random people. He must
Joe
have done.
Exotic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Totally
you did.
did,
Yeah,
yeah.
I forgot about that aspect, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was basically
Yeah.
just like, you want to buy a tiger, you can buy a tiger.
I think he sold like anything he could really get to breed and then sell, to be honest. Which sounds okay, but
Yeah.
then at the same time, yeah, if you're just selling them to people to have as a pet, like I
And
mean,
keep it in a
that's-
cage. It's like it's a giant animal. It doesn't like to be there, man.
yeah. But then at the same time, it's around people. It's like, yo, yeah, you put it in a cage, yo.
To be fair. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want a simple,
You know about the
solution
amount of fucking loose giant cats there are in the UK?
in the UK.
There's more than you'd expect.
Really? What?
Yeah.
What kind of what we're talking about? Like big cats or?
But no, actual like predator cats.
Yeah, like as in yes, a big
yeah,
cat.
yeah, big cats.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like panthers in particular have been seen a lot of times.
Ooh.
Sometimes there have been tigers that have gotten loose because these people they
One's getting
import
loose
them.
makes more sense.
They import them like in an area and hide them in these giant mansions again in the UK here and there.
just do the same thing here.
And they get loose and off they trot.
the thing,
but,
we
like-
hear this stuff. We like to assume it doesn't happen here, but most of
Yeah.
it does.
Thing is, lions and like tigers and things like that, they're usually easily caught. They usually don't like last long in the UK. But
Yeah.
things like panthers survive very well in the UK because they fill
Get
a gap
around.
that used to be there from like the large cats that we had in the wild.
Oh, okay.
Like cougar type things, like mountain lion type stuff.
Yeah. But
Not quite
the
the same,
animals
but
we
like-
had, were they like lynxes or something?
Lynxes were a big part of it. But like these things
Oh man, me.
have existed quite a lot, and there are people who've reported them all over the UK. And it's got to a point where people have finally started admitting it's a thing. And I myself have actually, I swear, I have seen a big cat.
Oh, okay.
It was while I was a kid, right?
Okay. Well, anything might have seemed big then.
But I remember this wholeheartedly, man. I was there, and my friends were playing on like a thing underneath me. We were like 12 or 11, like that kind of age, and like we're in the park, and it's like one of the climbing things, and they're playing down below, and I'm standing on top of it, looking down, and look over, and in the corner there's just this thing. I'm like, that's big. That's big. What the fuck is that dog? It's that dog. That doesn't look like a dog.
Get on the climbing thing, guys.
That's a weird looking dog.
Get off the floor.
And then I saw it turn, and I saw its eyes, and I was like, "That's not a fucking dog! Holy shit!" Like, and I'm literally staring at it, and as I'm staring at it, it just sort of prowls off.
Right, that's
and,
lucky.
and I'm like, "Okay, the fuck?" And like, and one of my friends like looks up at me and goes, "What's going on?" I'm like,
I reckon they survived by being wary of people.
Yeah, he's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "No, it's nothing, man. I swear, I just saw like a panther, but like, there's no way I saw a panther." And he's like, "Okay, we need to go." Like, what? He's like, "I've seen a panther too, like not today, but like, I saw a panther like a week ago."
Wow, okay.
I was like, what? Let's go. Let's fucking
Were you
go."
vulnerable at the time?
What?
Were you vulnerable at the time?
Vulnerable,
like,
yeah.
No, rural. Like
Rural. Oh yeah. Yeah,
like,
we're literally we
like
were
you are now,
literally like the
farmland.
end of the road was just straight into a park, and the park was farmland beyond that.
Okay.
Like for miles, and a big forest just nearby,
that makes a lot of
which you
sense.
could get to without having to cross a road and shit if you knew how.
Plenty of place for like big cats to go and do their thing.
Yeah. And this thing was obviously just sort of, having a little prowl around, eating bunnies, fucking, eating the occasional deer or something. Just fucking having a whale of a time.
Wow. Whales as well.
Yeah.
Damn. I could buy it though. I mean, that we've got more animals here. Just once again, we like to think that we've got, like this stuff isn't here.
Look at the fucking minks.
Mink. Okay.
Right, mink coats.
Yeah.
They're from like a thing called a mink.
Right. Okay.
Right? And that thing is basically like a giant angry ferret. A giant angry fluffy ferret.
Yeah, I don't think I can actually picture what a mink looks like.
It's not far off a skunk, but like not stinky and like fluffier.
Yeah, well, skunks aren't stinky, just a surface squirt.
Yeah, so it doesn't have the stinky stuff, and it's like it's a bit longer. It's like a giant angry fluffy fucking ferret, right?
Okay.
And I was walking along one day, like again in the rural areas, and I'm sort of walking along, and this thing just goes, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay. You're clearly having a moment right now, and I don't want to have any part of it. I'm just going to walk away.
Somebody's getting his butt attacked.
Yeah. And I googled what it was, and it's like, shit, it's a fucking mink. And minks are only
you
in
saw
the
it,
UK.
or you only heard
I
it?
saw it. It was right in front of me.
Okay.
It was getting angry, man. It was getting proper angry. Anyway, like I took it. I sort of went away, and then, like as I say, figured out what it was. And I found out as well while googling that the only reason they're in the UK is because they imported them to take the mink,
the fur
coats to make the all that.
Is it softness or something
and they
like
escaped,
that? I'm guessing.
and they all just fucking escaped and started fucking getting together and making more little minks. And now you've got
guys.
And now you've got a
for a
shitload
drink.
of random minks out in the fucking the English countryside.
Oh damn!
And it was an angry little fucker, man. It really was.
They look it, to be honest, man.
And when they're really angry as well, all of
badgers.
their hair like goes on end, and they look really like fucking.
Don't I remind you of is it honey badgers? Them things, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, look at the little baby ones.
They can be cute. They can definitely.
Oh,
be
most
cute.
things as a baby can be cute though, until he's ripping your testicle. That looks like a testicle attacker.
Testicle attacker. That's why I left.
I don't
Didn't want to have anything to do with that shit.
COVID-19 found in Polish mink.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Man, we need to kill them all.
Yeah, they're crazy fucking animals. Crazy fucking.
Yeah,
animals.
they look. I see what you mean. Though. They do look like ferrets.
Yeah.
It's like
Big,
they
fluffy
fully look like ferrets. Not even, slightly. That's random. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a mink. Anyway, we got to about 2 hours, and I should probably be heading back.
Don't you dare drink my mink.
Oh no! No, don't drink the mink.
Don't drink my mink. and put it in a stink.
Is there anything else you want to?
Yeah,
Cover
did
before
you
we-
see the Jake Paul and the Jake and Logan Paul announcement?
No.
Let me show you. They put on "It's finally happening" or something like that was what they said. This is what they put out
Oh,
then.
come on.
March 27th.
Who's the better
Max.
boxer?
Well, that would be that's what it looks like, and it's problem is, at the same time, you don't announce where it is or anything,
No.
how to get tickets, what, etc. Because it is not a boxing match.
What is it?
That is what they made it out to be. I suppose I could show you the video, couldn't I? But then again, they'll probably flag it knowing them.
What is it?
It's a reality show.
Oh, fuck off.
What's it called again now?
I know that it was their idea to make the American flag with the lights.
Paul American. That was it.
Yeah.
Paul American.
Yeah.
Which some people insulted the name. Actually, I think the name's okay. I get it.
Yeah.
And they do have some kind of thing at some point, some kind of fight. I heard him say, but I don't believe that at all.
No.
But they were just kind of
It's
trying to
probably
blag
like
it to
the
people.
easiest fucking tiniest fucking argument or something. They'll call it a fight.
Yeah, I will say that I've heard a lot of people say this, and I agree too. I am, much more okay with Jake Paul than Logan.
Yeah.
He seems to be much more chill.
Logan Paul seems to be willing to just rip off his audience.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul does too, from what I've heard as well,
okay,
but
that's not
not
great.
quite as much. Maybe
Alright, maybe.
I'm not sure. He's not great.
No.
But when you're comparing, what sounds better, this pile of caca or this cup
Do
of
you want a
wee-wee?
shit sandwich or a giant douche?
Yeah, exactly. You haven't got very good choices, really.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah.
Yeah, not really for me. Probably won't be paying any attention to that.
I
in
did
the
wonder
long-
this. I
the
was
long
like,
run.
who the heck is that actually for?
I know.
One thing I found funny,
Yeah.
they in the announcement video, it was on Instagram, they said all the different things we were going to cover, like they were going through Jake Paul's different stuff, his boxing and all that, talk about Logan's, his kid, etc.
Yeah.
But nowhere did they mention his involvement in WWE. And I wondered if that is because HBO Max, where this is on, is also where AEW is.
Maybe.
And a lot of people talk about whether HBO might actually have a small amount of money in AEW.
Right.
It's unknown, but either way, they've been on HBO like the whole time.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is that because they asked them not to be talking about that stuff because of that? They wouldn't want WWE on the same channel.
Maybe.
Which wrestling is that petty sometimes. And that also brings up the question: then, does that mean that HBO Max were pretty much the only people that would take it?
Yeah.
Because surely they'd want it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Then they could show it all. They've got the Jake Paul boxing stuff on Netflix. They've got WWE on
But
Netflix.
apparently they didn't want this.
But apparently not,
Yeah.
because surely you'd expect it to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
And Netflix take everything. But they didn't want this.
They didn't want this. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm glad I know about that now. That has definitely improved my day.
That's helped you today.
Yeah.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad I
Yeah.
could be there for you. Yeah. You're welcome.
Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
Yeah.
No, Jesus Christ Savior.
Yeah.
Mr. Klaus Kinski. I appreciate everything you have done for this learned man. Learned now.
I don't
After
think
hearing
you should
you
be
talk.
thanking Mr. Klaus Kinski that much.
I'm not saying he was right in any of his actions.
Right.
I'm just saying I learnt
Learned from him.
how to act and
Yeah.
how not to treat people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's fine.
it's like, I mean, you've already agreed with Bryce Mitchell first of all today. Can't go much further down than that.
Yeah, no.
Figured out in the last podcast, like nothing wrong with insulting everyone because you shouldn't punch down. That's just offensive to us to say you're higher up.
Yeah.
So realistically, if you're a
But if
mature
you don't-
a nice
If
person,
you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. I'm sorry, I know my history.
well, even if you know history, you're probably doomed to repeat it.
Probably.
You just
Because
accept
you're
it.
not the one in control and you can just see it all about to happen. You're like, yeah, Shit's about to get shitting weird.
And I mean, no one's ever in control anyway. That's the fun of life.
Yeah. Well, there's there's a few people who are in control.
People that have some control, whether they're in control, is a whole different matter.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
Like, they may be able to flip the switches and tickle the nibs and knobs,
Yes.
but can they actually change anything? Who knows?
Who knows?
But you'll have to figure it out too. What do you think? Can they change it? What do you think I'm talking about? Is it really anything? Who knows?
Is life real?
Is
Or
this just fantasy?
caught in a simulation? It's Elon Musk's idea of me.
That needs to be a future podcast again, going back
Are
into
we
the
in a-
simulation
Are we in a
stuff.
simulation? Yeah.
But I just hate it too. I
Yeah.
hate the simulation kind of stuff because
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh, you can't disprove it. It's like trying to disprove God. You can't.
Yeah.
Like, you can't prove it either. You definitely can't prove it. But
Yeah.
you definitely can't disprove it.
That's true.
It's like the whole, there's a name for it. The fact that, you can't prove a negative, essentially.
Yeah.
You can prove something did happen, but it's hard to prove something didn't happen
Yeah.
unless you're talking about a specific time, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
that was BBC.
Yeah.
Lovely people. I'm all you sure will agree.
Yeah. Completely and totally blameless in all situations. The
And-
BBC.
Everyone out there will be more than happy to pay the TV license fee.
Of course. Because
And
it's
if you-
so entertaining watching the same 4 fucking dramas rehashed
I mean,
80
there's-
fucking
there-
times.
I know you hate those dramas, but there are more things on there than just them, I will say.
I know, but it seems to be what dominates most of people's talk.
Weakest link.
Yeah, but it's
One
just-
mesh stronger,
I
Nathan.
don't need just fucking
Gladiators.
I don't need just fucking game shows.
Gladiators.
I need diverse types of fucking
Oh, DEI,
shows.
man. Sorry.
That's the fucking idea. It's like, oh, we've already done this thing. Let's do it again. It's like, why don't you try something that's fucking different once?
Oh,
Just
yes.
once.
Say the same thing to cinema
I
in
thought
general,
you
isn't it?
catfired then, but it wasn't. It was just a stretch.
Have you seen the trailer for the new what's his name again now?
Oh,
I always forget his name. What's it? Do we have to?
Grog,
Robert Pattinson.
Jankowski.
Well, who now?
Which one is it? Mickey 13 or whatever.
I think that might be the new one where he like dies and comes back, and
yeah.
that looks really good. That
That
film
looks
does.
fun. It does look fun.
That looks like quite a inventive concept for once, like a new concept. I've never seen.
It's based
that.
on a book, apparently.
I'm sure a lot of the best concepts are, but
Anyway, I
Yeah.
need to be shooting off.
you need
So,
to head off.
ladies and gentlemen, that has been Squishy Logic for this week. You learned all about the BBC.
Mhm.
You've learned all about how it can be basically very untrustworthy.
And just not good in general.
Yeah, and not really worth what we pay for it.
Yeah, not something we should be being forced to pay every month.
No, it shouldn't
Or the,
be a legal enforcement to pay for a form of entertainment.
And to be honest, it doesn't sound like it is because they can't go into your house anyway.
Yeah,
so
so
Kay
fuck
can never prove it.
Get fucked, boy.
I really do think we should all just stop paying it,
Yeah.
but we're also too calm and we just carry on
Yeah.
as a country.
At least wear your fucking your biases on your sleeve with your advertisements like other fucking news reporters
Yeah.
have to do.
And like people in general.
Yeah.
You don't see us trying to pretend we're not racist, homophobic, misogynistic, transphobic, dictators of
Yeah.
all things
That's right.
evil.
We're terrible people.
Terrorists even, you might
Yeah.
say.
You might say mind terrorists.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
That are violent but are too cowardly to ever do anything.
That's true. That's what we are.
Mhm.
Because we're men.
Men.
White men. So
we are the enemy.
yeah, that has been
White
squishy.
straight men.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we are.
Mm.
That's been Squishy Logic for this week.
Indeed, it has been.
Always stay squishy.
And always keep that logical, just like me, the master of logic. You know it's true. Bye.
Bye.